and a human connection. Get a second opinion. Call 800-279-5279 or find us online. Investing involves risk.
Sell it fast at a fair price. Call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-323-8922. 800-323-8922. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-323-8922.
Hey, shh. Calm down. The show is about to start. Reese on the Radio. Turn it up. Turn it up low. Turn it up loud.
It's like a dream come true.
Turn on your radio. Reese is on the radio.
Yo, let's get it.
Due to the nature of this program, discretion does not exist. It's Reese on the Radio. Right now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Get up off the floor! What you crying for? Yeah! What's going on, baby? You know what time it is. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080. Oh, you know what? I done screwed up. Look at what I did. Look at what I did. Look at what I did. I caused my own reverb right there. Now listen to me, folks. There ain't nothing wrong with losing. I told you. I warned you. There ain't nothing wrong with losing. You got to lose in order to win. Got to know what it's like to be defeated in order for you to learn how to win. I had people texting me last night on the left because I stay in touch with them. People always say, it's like, how do you do that? Easy. The reason why these folks contact me is because every day they wish to contest me on these subjects. They've never been right. And when they scored their little victories, they say, see, you were wrong. And I went, I don't remember me telling you that Republicans were going to win. Never. If you listen to my opening monologue yesterday, it was titled, Losing to Learn Instead of Learning to Lose. Not one person bothered to call and ask and say, hey, Reese, what are you saying? I would have simply told you exactly what I told you. Learning from your loss. But I think we have to look at these elections, and what did I say about it yesterday? Look at the elections, contribute to them. Play a role. Do not give in. Play a role. Go out and vote. Even if you think it is insurmountable odds, go out there and do the job you're supposed to do. Come back. Look over it. Find out where the mistakes were. Find out where the promise is. Find the silver lining even. I didn't say that yesterday, but I say it today. You have to realize where those things are. Why? Why do you have to do that? So you can come back and you can fight another day. It's not over because the election is over. It's another election's coming up. But I know the first thing a lot of people wanted to do, and I'll give them a round of applause. I know who you are. God bless you. First thing they said was, who do we blame? There's plenty of blame to go around. But why look at it that way? I'll tell you why, because people need to be blamed. No, I'm kidding. We'll get into the blame game, as many people will call it. But what did we learn? Can I tell you what I saw yesterday? I'll tell you what I saw yesterday. It was one race that I was watching, and I got to admit, damn. One fella got shellacked. I mean, shellacked in New Haven. Steve Orozco put all of his efforts into that campaign in New Haven. And he got pummeled by Justin Elliker. Pummeled. And a lot of people can look at that and just say, yeah, why even bother? You have to ask yourself in that race, who was worse? Orozco or New Haven? Part of it has to fall on Orozco's lap. Part of it has to. You can't show up with what was the number? Do I even have it here? What was Orozco's number? I think I have it here. And damn, it was bad. I had it in front of me just a second ago. What did Orozco's? I think it was 1,400. Is it over here? Yeah, yes, here it is. Damn, 1,600. 1,673 votes to 12,200. I mean, it's 12,002 votes for Elliker. That whole race was upside down. Upside down. I would walk away from that. My ego would be shook at those numbers in comparison. What do you do after that? Do you ever come back? Do you ever try again? Hell yes, you do. Elections are not about taking your losses and licking your wounds and going home and saying, I'm never going to do it again. No, I learned from the strategy. Did I campaign to the wrong people? Did I invest my time into people who were never going to go down and vote? It's a rough call, but I think that was the case. Orozco very well could have been campaigning in places that were of no consequence, trying to get those folks involved, and they never were, and they never did. Elliker is not unbeatable. It's Justin Elliker. Come on, man. And if anybody knows Justin, if you want to holler at him, tell him I said so. He's no powerhouse. Justin Elliker's winning elections at home. He's winning a popularity contest in his backyard. Orozco is virtually unknown. Sure, he made some headway in the press, but Elliker's safe. I do got to talk about Aaron Stewart's seat. Being the mayor, you endorse a candidate and your candidate gets shellacked after you've been mayor in a town for God knows how long, your endorsement still doesn't keep that seat Republican. Says a lot about the gubernatorial campaign for Aaron. I don't know what happened, but that's got to be addressed, because if you don't have enough power to lift up the candidate you endorse in the town that you used to run, damn. What happened? What happened? You couldn't play king or queen maker in that race? You've been reelected after reelected after reelected, and you couldn't actually tap and have them be the new mayor of your town after everything that person gets shellacked. It was almost as saying, if Erin Stewart had run for re-election in her own town, it's quite possible she would have lost this time around. And now you're going for bigger fish? I don't know if that looks promising. I don't know if that's a good thing to have on your resume. But let's get to the person we got to talk about. And I've asked around. Mr. Proto, where are you? Where are you today? In fact, forget about today. Where were you yesterday? Why has no one heard from you in weeks? What were you doing? Did anybody see any campaigning by Ben Proto? Did anybody see any candidates being propped up by the Republican president? Well, the chair of the Republican Party, did you see him everywhere? Was he focused anywhere? I mean, was there features on him? This candidate and that candidate is. Was he at the law offices of Proto and Sons? I don't know. Where was he? Did he take a break? Was he on sabbatical? Did he forget the election was coming up? I'm surprised I saw him nowhere. Was he here on WTIC? Anyone? Was he on Brian's show? Was he out here touting his candidates? The Republican Party got shellacked. Everywhere you look, a seat changed hands. For 2025. Yes, I know Connecticut is blue, but Republicans barely. Did Republicans flip any seats in any election? The answer is no. No. Where is Ben Proto? Somebody holler at that boy. He knows the number. Come on, Ben. Say something. And when I say something, Ben, look, again, I wasn't going to come after you. It's not my style. I'm not, I know you've been beaten up on. I am not I'm not a pylon type of guy. But I got to be honest with you, Ben. I just have to be. Let me see if I can where's his audio soundbite? Here it is. This is Ben talking about the election last night.
Voters and elections tend to occur in the present. So I think that will be behind us. And I don't think it'll have an impact in 2026. I think what's going to have an impact in 2026 is where we are economically, where we are financially, not only as a nation, as a state, but also families.
Great answer, buddy. Fantastic. I'm already encouraged. It doesn't matter? You don't think that this election last night in Connecticut mattered? Do you think it mattered to Republicans in the state? Do you think that there was a degree of encouragement behind what they saw? Do you think that they felt empowered by their Republican leader by making that claim? They don't care about this election. They care about 2026. You know this how? No one has seen you. No one's heard from you. Unless I'm wrong, can someone tell me if Ben Proto was anywhere before the election? Are there photographs somewhere that I may have missed? The Republican leadership, where was he? I hear the excuses about him picking horrible candidates. He doesn't know exactly what he's doing. I've seen all of that. I'm not leaving it to those folks. I'm leaving it to Ben. You got to have a better answer than that. Why were there so many Republican seats that flipped? How do you not know the temperature of the state? How do you not know that Erin, once she leaves and is going to run for governor, that her seat would be completely blown up by a Democrat? How did no one see that coming? Or did you? And if you did see it coming, why didn't you rally hard? Some of these places, some of these seats, it's incredible. Norwalk beat a Republican. Norwich flipped. Rocky Hill flipped. This is bad. Okay. Shelton, the incumbent, won. That's nice. South Windsor flipped. These are bad. Stamford flipped. Why? What happened? Nobody should duck and cover. There were a lot of people upset today. Come on, Republicans, let's get it together. Let's all get together. Let's put our heads together and say, what could we have done different? What are we going to do different next time? 2026 is coming. That election started yesterday, last night, with all of these seats flipping. All of that began last night. What's the strategy? I know you all sat there and watched. I know you saw the returns coming in. I know that some of you were like, damn. Oh, damn. Or were you watching New Jersey and Virginia? Maybe you were watching New York. I don't know. We'll get into it. Everybody, I want to hear from you. Now, I know Mark in West Hartford is going to call in. Mark, hold on for me. I'm going to talk to you later. I want to spend some time with you because I know all you want to do is to just come in with a battering ram on Ben Proto. Ben Proto. I called him Frodo. I apologize. Ben Proto. I don't want to do that just yet. I don't want to make this show about him. When he thinks about it, he'll pick up the phone and he'll call me. I got no beef with the guy, but I do want... Now, when I say I want leadership, I want to see it. I ain't seeing it. So I want to see it. I want results. I don't need interviews. I want to talk to you about this, that, and the third. I want to see results. That's all. And when I don't see them, I'll criticize them. I didn't see any. That's why I'm criticizing. But I'm going to take a break. We got to come back because while everybody else is mourning, Reese on the Radio is celebrating. It's a beautiful day. Because New York is going straight to hell. We'll be back. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how retailers become constantly connecting must-visit shops. How restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with our reliable business internet. Plus, stay connected when you add Wi-Fi backup for just $35 a month. And ask about a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Wireless Connect requires business internet for additional monthly charge. Taxes and other fees extra. Prepaid card offer ends 11/16/25.
Another summer over, and you may have noticed that your energy is lower. Your workouts aren't as productive. Perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time. Maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health. And if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Northeast Men's Health and get treated for your low T. Because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T tests and a medical consult. And if you start treatment the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956. That's 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you. Northeast Men's Health, a Promedic restorative health practice.
And now, a WTIC news update.
3:30, Hartford temperature 59 degrees. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Mainly cloudy, it becomes breezy and then real windy around here tonight. All the forecast details coming up. A man police say was driving over 100 miles an hour in a school zone in Montville on Monday is facing reckless driving charges. Cameron Rivera was clocked doing 105 on Route 32 near St. Bernard's High School in a BMW. He was finally stopped about a mile away, according to police, after he sped through another school zone. Rivera is due in court later this month. Officials in Kentucky expect the death toll to climb following the crash of a UPS jet near the airport in Louisville on Tuesday. There were 3 people on board that jet. Several died on the ground. Video appears to show the aircraft lift before it crashes into a huge fireball. President Trump reacting to last night's Democratic triumphs at the ballot box, saying they were not good for anybody, and demanding that Republicans end the filibuster to open the government and advance more of his agenda. Majority Leader in the Senate, John Thune, says the shutdown could be over before the end of this week. As Connecticut Senator Richard Blumenthal says there appears to be a thaw, but not a total breakthrough. Day 36 of the shutdown. Pura has granted a 15% rate increase for Yankee Gas customers between now and October 31st of next year. That translate into about a $15 per month increase on average for customers. And Dame Helen Mirren, her latest role is Golden Globe Lifetime Achievement honoree. The 80-year-old actor is the Cecil B. DeMille Award recipient for 2026. She won an Oscar for The Queen, her portrayal of Queen Elizabeth II, and has won 3 acting Golden Globes. The ceremony is set for January 11th. WTIC News time is 2:32. Let's check the road situation out here. We did have a problem earlier in Windsor, and that appears to still be there. Southbound on 91 between exits 38 and 37. Looks like they pushed the one vehicle crash off in the right shoulder. Route 2A in Preston, that remains closed in both directions between Lincoln Park Road and Route 2. Tractor trailer took out a pole and brought some wires down with it. Here's Bob Cox with the WTIC Weather Center forecast.
It's going to remain dry and on the mild side this afternoon. The southwest breeze increasing to 10 to 20 miles an hour with some gusts to 30 miles an hour or more from time to time. Highs about 55 to 60 degrees. We do have the chance for a shower or thunder shower during the first half of tonight as a cold front arrives. And then it's going to turn real windy with potentially some gusts out of the northwest exceeding 50 miles per hour at times overnight into early Thursday morning. Now, it'll be strong enough to produce some scattered power outages and some tree limb damage in some locations. It's mild during the first part of tonight, hanging in the 50s, but after the front goes through, it turns colder, and by sunrise, we're down to 35 to 40. Thursday will be sunny and windy, with high near 50 degrees. Mostly clear and cold with diminishing wind Thursday night. Lows drop into the 20s. Friday will be partly sunny with an increasing south to southwest breeze again. Could gust to 40 miles an hour by Friday afternoon, and highs get into the 50s. We'll see some showers develop Friday night. Those will taper off during Saturday morning, and then we'll see some sun Saturday afternoon with mild temperatures reaching the low 60s. Increasing cloudiness Sunday. More showers arrive by Sunday afternoon, highs 55 to 60. I'm meteorologist Bob Cox in the WTIC Weather Center.
I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
250 years ago, a promise was made to connect families and friends near and far. And during the holidays, that promise is more important than ever. That's why USPS is building a better network to meet your needs with timely deliveries, easy and affordable ways to ship, and everything you need to make your season full of holiday cheer. Our purpose is delivering your peace of mind, knowing your love will arrive, bringing joy to all. The United States Postal Service. Learn more at USPS.com/holidays.
Getting on the path to good health is just a matter of getting started. Start with us. At Pro Health Physicians, we're here throughout your whole health journey. Getting to know you. Charting your progress. With checkups and last-minute care when you need it. And our nurses are here 24/7 to guide you.
Pro Health, we're your primary care team.
Learn more at ProHealthMD.com.
You've been here before, standing in front of the mirror, tired of wondering where your weight loss journey went wrong. I'm Paige Lopez. I know the feeling, and that's why I started Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Our medication-free program helps you lose weight without expensive injections. No tiny portions, no constant hunger, just real, sustainable weight loss. Look and feel your best with personalized coaching and lifetime support. To kickstart your transformation, visit awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800.
Hi, Joel Johnson here with Johnson Brunetti. Hey, retirement income. Are you sure that you're maximizing your retirement income? Get the retirement income checklist from us, absolutely free. Text the word checklist to 1-800-705-1232. Again, call or text the word checklist to 1-800-705-1232. A checklist to maximize your retirement income.
Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Fitch High School in Groton has a very proud tradition at the Manchester Road Race. Olympian Johnny Kelly, a longtime teacher and track coach at the school, won the race 6 times during the 1950s and 1960s. Amby Burfoot, Kelly's star pupil at Fitch, was a 9-time Manchester Road Race champion between 1968 and 1977. And Ray Crothers, another Kelly protege and Fitch alumnus, won the race in 1965. Start your own tradition this Thanksgiving. Register now at manchesterroadrace.com. The Manchester Road Race is a great local tradition, and WTIC News Talk 1080 is proud to be a partner. WTIC has been Connecticut's radio station for 100 years. with local talk shows talking about the things affecting our state and nation. Mornings with Brian and Company, 5:30 till 9, and Reese on the Radio, 2 till 6. Plus local news, weather, traffic, and sports. All on WTIC News Talk 1080, because local radio is just better.
When it comes to affordable term life insurance, everyone's whistling the Big Lou tune. If you're over 50, maybe a bit porky, or have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost about $200 a month. Even if you're not in perfect health, call Big Lou, because he specializes in finding big chunks of affordable term life insurance for just about everyone. Don't let diabetes or other health glitches keep you from owning $500,000 to $1 million or more of term life insurance. For affordable term life insurance, call Big Lou. Don't hesitate. Call 800-700-6898, 800-700-6898, or visit biglou.com.
Call Big Lou, don't hesitate, 800-700-6898. Call Big Lou, don't hesitate, 800-700-6898. Visit biglou.com.
Fan of WTIC? Then do us a favor. Download the free Odyssey app and favorite WTIC.
Standing before you, I think of the words of Jawaharlal Nehru. A moment comes but rarely in history when we step out from the old to the new, when an age ends and when the soul of a nation long suppressed finds utterance. Tonight we have stepped out from the old into the new. So let us speak now with clarity and conviction that cannot be misunderstood about what this new age will deliver and for whom. This will be an age where New Yorkers expect from their leaders a bold vision of what we will achieve, rather than a list of excuses for what we are too timid to attempt. Together, we will usher in a generation of change. And if we embrace this brave new course, rather than fleeing from it, we can respond to oligarchy and authoritarianism with the strength it fears, not the appeasement it craves. After all, if anyone can show a nation betrayed by Donald Trump how to defeat him, it is the city that gave rise to him. And if there is any way to terrify a despot, it is by dismantling the very conditions that allowed him to accumulate power. This is not only how we stop Trump, it's how we stop the next one. So Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up.
Oh, he was absolutely full of himself, Zohran Mamdani, last night at his victory speech. I got to tell you, I watched that, and I put that little clip together saying to myself, yeah, I loved watching all of those people, how happy and exciting they must have felt. Finally getting the pound of flesh they wanted for far too long, to finally get back at the enemy, capitalism, the wealthy, the ones who've been paying the bills. Oh, they're so happy, ladies and gentlemen. I couldn't imagine how happy they were. So I figured I'd let you hear them yourselves.
This is amazing. I'm like, New Yorkers needed a win. It's been a long year. We didn't get the World Series, but we got the best mayor possible to be able to tackle all the issues that we're suffering as a city. I mean, anybody who has like a negative opinion, I would just implore them to look outside the box and realize that Mamdani is a man of the people. And so it more so just kind of relies on the fact that like This is a time where people need to band together. And, you know, Mamdani is someone who's going to speak for all New Yorkers. Doesn't matter who you are, where you come from.
He has directly addressed Trump and his abuse and power. Congress has failed to do so. Mamdani has now placed himself above Congress as a national leader.
Placed himself above Congress as a national leader.
And he hasn't even taken office yet.
I feel very good. I feel very hopeful about New York City's future. This was a campaign ran on hope, and I think all of us felt it tonight.
That sounds familiar.
We're very hopeful about the future, very hopeful about Zoran's campaign, about
All of it sounds so familiar.
his future mayoralship.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating. It's going to be the best. Scott Jennings said it best. You know, he said, everybody should really pay attention to Zoran's speech.
He started his speech by quoting Eugene Debs, who ran for president of the United States 5 times as the Socialist Party of America candidate. He went after everybody that he thinks is a problem. People who own things, people who have businesses. He said an interesting quote, "No problem too large for government to solve."
Or too small, important.
And so when you think of the world that way, that every problem, no matter how small or how large, is something for government to do, let me just decipher this for you. Tax increases as far as the eye can see, which means the people who need to provide jobs to the young people that you say need jobs are going to flee. And he clearly sees the world in terms of the people who are oppressing you and the oppressed. And he said the oppressed are now in City Hall.
That's right. The oppressed are now in City Hall. The meek shall inherit the earth. You've heard them say that one before too, right? That's what happened last night. Mikey Sherrill too. Abigail Spanberger as well, who people try to write off as moderates. People think that the Democrat Party is back because of this. But I would just say, if you're really believing that, and I know some of you on the left are, I want you to hear the left in their own words. Because what should have happened last night should have been an outpouring of celebration with these 3 elections, New Jersey, Virginia, and New York. There should have been people over the moon, but they weren't, which is weird. Here's Michael Steele on MSNBC, former RNC chair.
Here's the side of the Republican Party, this Republican Party, you cannot lose sight of. The reason they don't care, it seems like they don't care, is because they got a plan B.
Well, definitely, yes.
And the plan B is the state election offices that they now control. And setting up those operations going into 26 to make sure not just that you have ballot watchers and poll watchers, but they have their fingers in some degree on the system is something that you need to be mindful of, because you can't lose sight of that side of this equation of how they get the ultimate control.
Yeah, it's so weird that the folks over at MSNBC would be taking the fire out of their own tailwind. It didn't make sense. What also I found remarkable is in a race that was more important than Virginia and New Jersey combined. Without a doubt, folks, okay, we're talking about the epicenter of finance. Pretty much the capital of the world, New York City. MSNBC did everything to take all of the teeth out of Mamdani's win when they knew it was going to happen. But before it did, here's NBC.
But for those worried that your taxes are going to go up and this is going to cause wealthy New Yorkers to just leave New York City as we know it, I think there's some important context to deliver. To be able to generate that kind of money, Mr. Mamdani has talked about raising taxes on millionaires 2% and also making the New York City corporate tax rate match New Jersey's. That requires, Kristen, an action from the state legislature. He can't do it unilaterally. So it's really important as we have a conversation about what it means to be a democratic socialist, wealth redistribution, even as we have conversations with folks who say they're just stunned by the level of discrepancy between the haves and the have-nots in New York City, and it's an issue that clearly has resonated with Americans across the country. Mamdani cannot come in assuming he wins on day one and just change the tax rates in New York City. It's impossible.
Which, again, I found odd. With all of these people who really do want socialists in the party to prevail, for some odd reason, we're incredibly somber. Sure, they got their win, but it lasted. I mean, literally, it was empty calories. It was like, yeah, look who they won. And all of a sudden, the next morning, it was kind of like, yeah, great win. Where's the momentum? At all. There doesn't seem to be any. And I think everyone knows why. I think they do. And that's because they're about to lose their newfound base far more than they ever did. Now think about this, folks. And I'll get to the phones in a second, but think about this. If we're to consider what NBC just said here, is that Mamdani is an empty suit. All the promises that he is promising, he can't do unilaterally. And New Yorkers and the legislator and the governor will never go for them. It was like they just gave the little boy his favorite toy. Hey, you want to be mayor of New York? Have at it. You want to be in charge of over 300,000 employees? Have at it. But you're never going to drive people out of this city with your tax plan. So go on and have your fun with the police. Go on and have your fun with trying to get grocery stores and free buses. Yeah, good luck with all of that. Have your fun, little boy. But you're never going to get folks to be kicked out or leave in droves New York City because we're not going to tax them at that point. And you're going to have to explain that to your constituents. All of those women who voted for you, all of those 35-year-olds who voted for you, all of those under 45s who voted for you, when you can't make any of your ridiculous dreams come true, what are you going to do? You're going to have to explain it to me. And guess what? You're going to blame other Democrats, and you're going to blame Republicans, and you're going to blame everybody because that's what children do. They don't take responsibility. That's what's going to happen. And that base is going to be mad. Boy, are they going to be mad. And that's why Reese is celebrating. We'll be back. More news, more views, your phone calls coming up too. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
You could think you found your dream home online. The kitchen island looks perfect for your inner chef. The backyard, a paradise for your green thumb. And that extra room, hello walk-in closet. But here's the twist. The lot next door just got rezoned for years of construction. And this sound, yeah, you're going to be hearing a lot of that. Don't let your dream home turn into a nightmare. Work with the expertise and ethical training of a Realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors, right by you.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-473-9933. 800-473-9933. 800-473-9933.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
It's Reese on the Radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
Someone was asking in the chat room, like, why were Republicans so rejected? Well, you have to consider who the Republicans are. And you also have to consider where the elections were. And again, I say this to those who are novice in the whole, like, election process, okay? Because I'm going to ask a question to the person who wrote it in the chat room. Let me ask you a couple of questions and then think about them, okay? Just think to yourself about them, okay? In the 2024 election, in New Jersey, in Virginia, and in New York, how did MAGA do? In Connecticut, even. Let's throw all four in. How did MAGA do in all of those states? How'd they do? So when you say, why were they rejected? In 2024, how did MAGA do? In 2016, how did MAGA do in all four of those states? How'd they do? Just look it up. By the way, you don't have to answer off the fly. Just go look it up. And asking a question like, why do Republicans not win? For those of us who know, that is a ridiculous question. For those of us who don't know, who are trying to find every inch they can to say that Republicans were rejected, clearly know nothing about politics. That if you knew anything about politics, you wouldn't even ask that question. It's New Jersey, Virginia, New York, and Connecticut. Like, you have to know that that was never going to go on. The fact that Winsome Sears was not MAGA, thought that Donald Trump should not run in 2024. It was incredibly difficult for her to change her mind and all of a sudden become MAGA. That was Winsome Sears', I believe, Achilles' heel. And many people in MAGA world take that personally, like I do about the 11th commandment. The reason why I crap on people like Mitt Romney, Dick Cheney, Liz Cheney, anyone for that matter who calls themselves a Republican and then capitulates to Democrats at every given turn so they can get favorable coverage by their news media? Nope. Marjorie Taylor Greene, by the way, last night, someone was like, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's speaking smart. She's one of the smartest people out there. Did you hear about the bombshell that was dropped on her yesterday? Did you hear about the little bit of tea that was dropped on her yesterday? Perhaps you should be in the know. Perhaps you should be in the know. There's a reason why she's turning on Donald Trump. You might want to investigate it. It's sad that it had to be told by Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, but it was. With that, I'm going to Sam. How we doing, Sam? Oh, my bad. There you go. Hey, Sam.
Hey, so I have a friend who works for New York City, and I just Googled this on the New York City website. There are between 306 and 326,000 employees for the city of New York.
Yeah.
Friend of mine who works for the New York Office of Employment Opportunities told me that his source is telling me between 20 and 30% of those people will quit today.
Wow.
That's a lot of people.
That is a lot of people. Now, do you think, did they give sort of which particular departments we're talking about, or was it just spread over every possible government or state or citywide employment area? Like, was there, in other words, was it like law enforcement, or was it housing, or like something along those lines?
So it's mostly actually in public emergency services, police department, and the fire department. We've already seen the commissioner of the FDNY quit.
Yeah.
This morning.
So it's going to be okay. So we expected this because of the way Mamdani has treated those employees.
Yes. The only good thing on this whole Mamdani thing, I think, is the real estate market in Lower Fairfield County.
Okay, I got to ask you, though, because there's something I thought was interesting in this. So you got New Jersey that goes blue. Obviously, New York City goes blue. And then we have these local races here in Connecticut that go blue. My question is, how does that attract people who are trying to save money when you know that all three of those municipalities are going to raise taxes on the wealthy? Mikey Sherrill's going to raise taxes.
I think they think good old Ted isn't totally socialist.
Yeah, I'll put it this way. I don't think the tri-state area sees any benefit from the Mamdani flight. I don't think Connecticut sees it at all.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah. Sad as it is, but thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Thank you for the info.
Yes, indeed. Have a good day.
Thank you, man.
Bye-bye.
You too. Yeah, I don't think Connecticut helped itself. I don't think that the town was thinking, hey, let's get some more folks to come up here. If that Mamdani thing pans out, we could get some wealthy New Yorkers to come up to the state. But nope. They made it more blue. And if those wealthy folks are thinking, they're going, why would I go up there? Those folks are going in the same direction. We're just going to have to find someplace else. You know what? Greenwich has some good schools, but you know what? There's some good schools in red states too. You know? And you know what's even better? It's probably not that much money. Let's get to John Silva in the newsroom. It's Reese on the Radio.
WTIC is celebrating 100 years on the air and 100 years of serving Connecticut. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
3 o'clock, 59 degrees, cloudy skies. We'll keep the clouds today. It gets breezy and then downright windy as we head into tonight. We'll have the forecast details coming up. A house and garage have been destroyed, and a person is missing following an early morning fire in the town of Basra. Crews were called to the scene on Fitchville Road. The fire wound up spreading to a neighboring property that melted some of the siding on that structure. Deb Connors lives next door and told WFSB.
My anxiety went through the roof because all I could picture is the cedar trees over there catching on fire, and my kids' cars were right there, so I was just petrified for the worst.
Several departments were called in to assist. Some witnesses reported hearing explosions coming from that scene. President Trump admits Republicans took it on the chin in Tuesday's off-year elections. Democrats took several key races, including governor's offices in New Jersey and Virginia, and the Democratic Socialist Zohran Mamdani won decisively in New York's mayoral race.
The poetry of campaigning may have come to a close last night at 9, but the beautiful prose of governing has only just begun.
Chairman of the state Republican Party is brushing off the Democratic wins here. Although Republicans lost leadership in New Britain, Milford, East Granby, Newtown, and other locations, the party points to wins in Torrington, Seymour, Greenwich, and much of eastern Connecticut. State GOP Chair Ben Proto says he's looking ahead to next year's gubernatorial race, which he thinks will become problematic for Democrats going forward.
We're going to see the governor try to polish, some of his progressive bona fides by supporting a housing bill that does not enjoy support across the state for the most part. And I think you're going to see the Democrats become very full of themselves next year, try to do some things that are even more egregious And I think those are the issues that are going to drive voters in 2026.
State Democratic Chair Roberto Alves, in a statement, says democracy has been profoundly threatened and says that Democrats have now found their voice. Key case before the U.S. Supreme Court for the Trump administration, the unilateral imposition of tariffs.
The justices seem very concerned about the balance of power here, that the Trump administration seems to be arguing that Congress can just hand off certain powers to the president. One of them was just saying, did Congress delegate to the president the power to regulate commerce with foreign nations? Isn't that the logic of your view? And where do you draw this line?
It's correspondent Katrina Kaufman. Well, this is a time of year homeowners are getting their residences ready for the long winter ahead. Among the tasks at hand, cleaning and repairing chimneys. And when it comes to repairs, Caitlin Kraselt at the Connecticut Department of Consumer Protection says those contractors must be registered with the state.
That individual must hold a home improvement contractor registration credential issued by the Department of Consumer Protection. If you're considering hiring someone to do that kind of repair, you should ask them for their identification as well as proof of their credential.
And she says, get everything in writing, price estimates, what time of work is being done, and so forth, and advises staying away from those who show up unannounced or call out of the blue. Consumers can file complaints at dcp.complaints@ct.gov. Additional information available at ct.gov/dcp. WTIC News Time, 3:04. Checking traffic. Should be putting a wrap on the midday road work soon. Still have an issue down in Preston. This is Route 2A. That's closed in both directions between Lincoln Park Road and Route 2. Tractor trailer hit a pole and took down some wires in the process there. Let's check the WTIC Weather Center forecast.
A good deal of clouds and windy this afternoon with a high of 58. For tonight, very windy. There'll be a passing shower in the evening. Otherwise, a good deal of clouds. And there could be power outages and tree damage with a low of 41. Windy tomorrow with some clouds, then sunshine, high 51. And patchy clouds tomorrow night, low 31. More clouds than sunshine on Friday. It'll be breezy in the afternoon with a high around 52. This is meteorologist Scott Homan in the WTIC Weather Center.
Wall Street, Dow's up 307 points. NASDAQ's ahead 264, and the S&P's up 52. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Slow? Clogged? Backed up? Don't worry. ALO Home Services has you covered. For only $93, our technician will clear any drain in your home. And if it can't be cleared, it's free. Call for details. License number HIC 628926, P10277688, S10413487, D10401465, S3308699. SM3004646, E1185643.
Education from the best universities in the world. Experience more than 25 years. Address 12 locations throughout Connecticut. Communication skills. Speak more than 30 languages. Scope of practice. Complete multi-dental specialties. Awards and achievements. Innovative in-house digital lab. Interests. Making dental prosthesis in the same day. Hobby. Working 365 days a year. This is our resume. ColumbiaDental.com. Open 7 days a week. 860-645-0111.
This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we help Kurt.
You're supposed to be on fire as a person. You're supposed to want to get things done. I started having anxiety out of the blue, low libido, brain fog, not feeling driven. Literally had to push myself every day to get up and get things done. I was driving and I heard Northeast Men's Health on the radio, and the first consult seemed reasonable, so I decided to give it a call and made an appointment. They found that I had low T, and after that it was like a light switch got turned on. I've been a patient at Northeast Men's Health for about 9 months now. Everything's gotten a lot better in my life. Energy, feeling, just work, a whole lot better. Even my kids notice. They're like, Daddy's got energy, Daddy's ready to go. If you don't feel like that, I would suggest calling Northeast Men's Health.
Thanks, Kurt. It's true. Low T therapy will likely change your life. Your initial appointment is only $99 with results in minutes. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call today, 800-930-5956, or go to northeastmenshealth.com.
Reese on the radio, making sense of the news. Yeah, even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC, News Talk 1080.
By the way, programming note, in an hour, we're going to have on the program Miss Nadine Thomas of the Underground New England. She is helping people get their lives back together after they've been victims of trafficking, sex trafficking in particular. She'll be on the program at about 4:05 today to talk about that. And of course, this story that came out of Hartford this weekend. In fact, which I hear now is a bigger story than we know. There was an arrest over the weekend of a little more than 400 people that this may be ensnared in. But I'll get all the details and we'll break all that down, because this is a subject we're going to talk about a lot as it pertains to immigration, illegal immigration in this country. We're finding out that there's a lot of trafficking going on while these politicians are running around screaming and hollering about ICE this and ICE that. And, these are our friends and neighbors. And we've got some really, really dirty politics going on here. When I say dirty politics, is that these people claim to be fighting for those who are disenfranchised, but ignoring the ones who are being sex trafficked, who I would somewhat deem far more disenfranchised. So we'll talk to Nadine Thomas about that and about trafficking in this case. And we did find out, as Mark Walsh, as you know, as Mark from West Hartford explained, that a large number or considerable number of those who were trafficked in this Hartford case were of Hispanic descent. Whether or not they were illegals or children of illegals remains to be seen, because a lot of the details are sealed. So we haven't gotten that info yet. Hopefully someone will be able to forward that to us. Mark's working on his sources. I'm working on mine. We'll get to them as soon as possible. Let's go to Christine in Middletown. Hello. I haven't talked to you in a bit.
Hi, Reese. I'll have to formally welcome you to our beautiful but very expensive state. I'm not surprised by the quotes by Ben Proto. After all, the Connecticut GOP botched our state elections last year.
Yeah.
And there were over 36 empty seats.
Sure did.
And State Central really messed up with me, because I entered the race with about 4 days to go to get signatures to be on the Republican ballot.
Yeah.
And my State Central rep said, "Yeah, no problem." As I said, I have to work. I work every weekend. When's the time? Oh, we'll take care of it for you. Then when Tuesday came, she asked where the signatures were, and I said, "I told you I have to work." So I had to do everything on my own. And then when I ran into Ben Proto, because the Connecticut GOP headquarters is in Middletown, you'd think he'd offer, give a card and say, "Hey, thanks for running. If you need anything, please reach out to me." Nope, none of that.
Yeah, well, they say that that's a big problem with Proto, is the lack of support. I'm reading some of the details on him, and they're saying other markers for success for Ben Proto. This is what they write. The Connecticut GOP raised $3.2 million in 2024, though much went to national transfers, $1.3 million, and overhead rather than direct campaigning, which was $81,000 in mailings. Proto has been appointed National GOP Budget Director by RNC Chairman Gruthers, signaling trust at the federal level despite state-level critiques. So whoever it is responsible for picking a guy. Now, look, do I believe that what we saw last night should have been Proto ousted? Yeah, it's debatable. I'm sorry, it just is. Saying that, don't worry, we'll get him next year, after we've had two, and I didn't even mention how badly we did in 2022 or 2024, as per mention. But this isn't bad. We had no Republicans flip any seats. No flips. It was all Democrat flips. All of them.
Reese, I'll tell you, I like the simple message by the Plainville Republicans on all the signs I see walking all over town.
Yeah.
You earn it, you keep it. That should be the one and only message by Republicans here to start with.
That's
we are
right.
overtaxed. Stay off the social issues. We're, when a family of four to go to McDonald's is $50, we have a problem with that. Let's attack the financial issues. And, you know what? And I want someone to call out the elephant in the room. That's our public sector unions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's another, and it's touchy because I don't even want to get into that discussion. It's not even.
When I ran, no, I wasn't scared to bring up that we should eliminate some state agencies and let nonprofit groups handle some of their business of that. You know, we have to get our financial house in order.
That's right.
Granted, I don't get an endorsement by the public sector unions,
Yeah,
but I be true to my convictions, and we need more people to do that.
I agree. I think we need to get off two things. One, stop getting off the renewable energy thing. For some odd reason, that's still a focus. And we got to get off this this whole deal about affordable housing. We don't need affordable housing. We need people who can afford to live. That's what we need here. Affordable housing isn't the issue. So, you know, that's just the way it goes. Thank you, Christine. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Reese.
You got it. We might as well go to him now because I didn't get the headlines, and I'll do it in the next break. How we doing, Mark?
Oh, you got me?
Yeah. What's up, buddy?
Hey. So listen, I don't expect you to comment because this is kind of an awkward thing for you. You just took a call from Christine, but for those of you who pay attention to me, paid attention to Christine, and you know, I'm not asking anybody to take sides, but I will tell you this. She participated. I had everybody who follows me or knows a little bit about me. I've had 2 false complaints put against me by a councilwoman, Mary Fay in West Hartford, and Christine from Middletown took part in the second one against me. This thing is coming to a head. The documents, I'm going to take snapshots, and you'll see comments that she made on behalf of Mary Fay, basically telling everybody I was a fraud, which isn't true. But anyway, that's for another day. So for those of you who follow Christine, I'm not asking you to take sides, but I will tell you this. I wouldn't trust her, and I wouldn't trust Mary Fay because I bet you Christine didn't know Mary Fay put her in the complaint against me along with other people who she used like texts and cell phone calls behind their back trying to go after me. Can you imagine that, Reese? Like that would be like me and you having a personal conversation, and then all of a sudden I find it in a police report. I'm like, hey, I thought you and I were talking in private. So, Christine, you stabbed me in the back, whatever. Let's get to Ben Proto. I just posted a little snippet. So I got to be like Trump a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm right about everything. I've been talking about Ben Proto for years.
You have been the only one.
And he would be the guy who would take phone calls up until a couple years ago. And there's one famous one. I just put a little snippet up because of this one comment he made to me. So I called him out for not doing anything during COVID. So I would call out all the Republicans, Semis Clearidus, Rob Sampson, all the names you know. These people were silent during COVID while Ned Lamont was giving executive order out after executive order. So I called him out. He was trying to say, Ben Proto tried to say he was not in the chairman's position when all those executive orders are put out, and I talked to you before.
Right.
So I called him out on it. I got the date when he was appointed, and I've got the dates of the 22 executive orders Ned Lamont put in afterwards. But this one snippet, I just posted on Mark from West Hartford on X. Listen to it. He goes, it's not the job of the party chairman to call out Governor Lamont when I called him out for not good. Listen, there were GOP chair persons all over the country calling out their liberal, woke, incompetent governors for the decisions they were making, and Ben Proto stayed silent. He was just, and that's just a piece of it. Forget that he is just horrible at campaigning, fundraising.
I don't even
listen.
I'll tell you this. You said he's horrible at campaigning, and that's kind of what the focus of my opening monologue was.
Yes.
Because you didn't even have to say this, and you've been kind of the person who's been sort of like nubbing me about Ben Proto. But I had to literally look everywhere I could at all of these races saying, and of course, Aaron Stewart, after dropping out, where was his leadership or even involvement in that race? Nowhere to be found. Steve Orozco, for him to get skunked by Justin Elliker in that race, which was actually a state race, even though it was local, but I mean, it was covered statewide. Whether or not, like, you got involved with that, Orozco's making, like, headlines running against Elliker, and you don't support the guy. He was running his own campaign, getting his own sort of free publicity, and no one came to that guy's aid. And what happens? This guy ends up pulling in 1,600 votes in a major city. That's embarrassing. But why? There was no leadership to help him. None.
Well, and the next time we're together, I'll give you the long version of my friend Richie Rulio, who ran first time. Solid guy, solid. I can't tell you what a great guy he is. And he gave me the inner workings because we're friends, and he was telling me how it was working. To a point, and I think I had told you this, there was a radio, I was getting him on. I told you this before. Will Marotti interviewed him, Tom Shattuck, whatchamacallit, Todd Feinberg loved the guy because he was genuine, right? He goes to another station. They try to, in this station promotes Ben Proto, they try to shake him down for money for campaign ads.
Wow.
He's trying to get his name out there. Nobody knows him. He wanted to present his platform. It is so dirty. One day we're going to, me and you and my friend Richie are going to sit down. But I think who you got to search out, and you know me, I try not to promote any, it's hard to trust any of them. But this guy so far, I think we need to have Dan Moresi on just to have a conversation about what he thinks of how Connecticut's GOP is run. He is a beast. So far, like when I read his stuff, and he wants to change the face of the GOP, and I don't think you've talked to him yet.
No, we haven't. He and I have not had a conversation yet.
I think that he would be, for this purpose, to talk about what's broken, and he's always putting down what needs to be fixed, but he's like, it's unusual to have somebody who, and he's not in the inside, it's unusual to have a Connecticut Republican who wants to make change, who wants to do it. He's willing to call out the frauds. He's like an anomaly. There's not many.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you this before you go. Do you, aside from the leadership, but let's take Aaron Stewart's seat in particular. I said during my opening monologue that if Aaron Stewart could not anoint her successor, and that successor got the pants beat off of them by a Democrat, what does that say about Aaron Stewart's stewardship?
Well, I got to go back a few weeks ago when I went to the location where they found Mimi Garcia's body.
Yeah.
Do you remember when I told you I spoke to all I'm telling you, people on the street, I spoke to people with Polish accents, Hispanics, blacks, whites. They couldn't stand her because my take was like, hey, have you seen any elected or appointed officials down here? That was my take. And then when I would specifically say Aaron Stewart, oh, my God, they were outright outraged at just hearing her name. It was like that Niagara Falls thing.
Yeah.
Slowly I turn around. You say her name, and I was just like, wow, you would think.
Yeah. It's an interesting,
something positive.
That's, like I said.
That put my finger on the pulse of kind of what I knew already.
Yeah.
But to be there and hear them speak, and what she's doing wrong and what she thinks
I would go
she's
so
doing
far as to say this. Like, look, man, that Mimi story is a statewide story, and Aaron's involvement in it so far beyond that press conference that you focused on, that is now like well over 300,000 hits.
Oh, it's 380,000.
It's incredible. But even the fact that she has had no follow-up to that story, as new details come out, we know that the boyfriend of the mother has been charged with new charges, and still there's been no response by her even putting out a press conference or getting to the bottom of it. I thought that was very telling. Thank you, Mark. Let me get to a couple more, then I got to get to his news, okay? Okay, he's on another thing. Let's go to Fred, and then I'll end with Rudy. How you doing, Fred?
Hey, I'm sorry. So, yes, slowly I turned, inch by inch. That's my favorite bit, man. Everybody's ready to do that. You
yeah.
On them. I just wanted to drop a Jesse Kelly report. He said that if the Founding Fathers knew that all it would take for you to be entitled to vote was to be alive at 18 years of age, they would not have bothered. This, I mean, own property, have skin in the game, maybe know how to read and write, stuff like this. That was a famous call there. I wrote a poem about it. I won't give you the whole thing, just the opening line.
Mm.
He's not half as annoying as Bono or a waterboarder like Yoko Ono, but nobody likes Ben Proto. Yeah.
I know. I don't know if, some people have said, hey, do you want to talk to him? I'm just going, I don't know if he and I almost feel like he and I would only end up fighting. I don't know if it'd be productive.
Definitely talk to him, dude. I would love to hear that. He's kind of like a slow, ponderous, I think you could handle him with ease. He's like a 300, literally and figuratively like a 350-pounder, but he's got like a certain rage, but I think you could rope-a-dope him or sidestep him.
I know. Listen to me. Be honest with you. There's a reason why I'm apprehensive I want to, but I'm apprehensive, to be honest with you, because I know that when I talk to him, there's going to be some tension after. And
there's going to be a problem.
Yeah, I feel
you're
it.
Probably onto something. Let me say no more about that and get out of the way for the great Rudy from Florida. Thank you.
You got it. What's going on, Rudy? How are you?
Hey, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, you're fine.
I saw the evidence that Mark was talking about with Mr. Redstock, the email and the complaint that Faith, he's in that complaint, and he threw Mark under the bus, and it was wrong. But I want to get to the election, but AOC, she revealed the other day that Trump stopped Taylor Greene from running for Senate. Is that what you were talking about?
That's exactly what I was talking about.
I can't believe she even listened to him.
You know what? That's a good point. That is a good point.
Because usually when he endorses people, they lose.
Okay, so you're saying like not wanting his endorsement could have been positive for her.
Right. Just running on who she is. You mentioned MAGA didn't win anything up in that area, but MAGA doesn't always run up in that area.
Oh, no. What I was saying was, I was literally using MAGA as a euphemism. What I was saying is
talking about like New England.
Yes, exactly.
How many federal elected congressional members are Republican in New England?
There
I know
you go.
the answer. There's one.
Exactly.
Susan Collins, who isn't exactly conservative or MAGA.
Has never been accused of or mistaken as
So the leadership from New Jersey to Boston to Maine for the Republican Party is non-existent.
That's right.
Joke.
That's right.
Your representation in Connecticut for Republican Party has shrunk since he took over.
Mm-hmm.
They had 42 seats unopposed, the Democrats, in 2024 or 2022.
Yep.
They didn't get candidates. I don't know who's the idiot in D.C. that gave him the RNC job.
Apparently, and in fact, I just had his name up. I just said his name. But yeah, in fact, gave him confidence, even though he had nothing to show for it. And the guy's name is, I'm losing it now. His name was just in front of me. I'll find it. Go ahead. You talk.
After hearing the mayor's speech when he won and all that stuff, I don't know exactly what abuse of power Donald Trump has done, because he's actually, and I'm not his biggest fan.
Oh, yeah, I know.
He's not breaking any laws when it comes to immigration and removing people, which seems to piss these people off because it must be their voter base. But he's not breaking any laws. I mean, is he hurting people? No, because Congress is the one that hasn't passed the budget. Trump can't pass the budget. Can he release the emergency funds? Maybe. But
the emergency funds that he can release are only half that's needed.
Right.
It's $5 million of $5 billion.
Everyone's getting half.
Exactly.
So I don't know where they come off saying he's like a renegade outlaw, because because
it's easy to digest to the mainstream news media. The mainstream news media are stenographers. Whatever it is that Hakeem Jeffries or Chuck Schumer says at a podium, these folks don't question it. They just write down what they're told. Okay, Donald Trump is a horrible, mean, evil person. That's what Chuck Schumer said. We're not going to challenge that. So that's how that goes.
I want to give a compliment yesterday to a caller, Lori.
Oh, yeah, okay.
She made that topic that we don't want to discuss clear. But she made one good point, Larry.
What was that?
Her daughter is a very established lawyer, but she has one that you can't see.
That's right. A tattoo that you can't see.
Right. So I want to be cool and have a tattoo, but you can't see it. It's a participation trophy for that generation.
I saw that.
I just blew your show up. I'm sorry, but
that's okay. Because you listen to me. I was talking to my wife about it yesterday, and it was one of the things that I left the show afterwards. I was shaking my head. I was going, "That damn Rudy." So
hey,
you really.
I have a beautiful girl that comes in, and she's like 22, and her mom's like in her early 40s, and she's a lawyer. Same thing. The lawyer has no tattoos. This girl has a partial sleeve to her elbow. Showed her the elbow. She said she got them between 17 and 19. She's 22, and she goes, "I regret it every single day."
Yeah, that's a lot.
I have no reason. I cannot give you a legitimate reason why I put ink in my body, and I'm fearful that ink is going to poison me.
Well, yeah, that, in fact, it's a whole story about that, too. Let me get to a break. I just realized what the time was. Thanks, Rudy. I love you, buddy. Let's get to another break. We'll be back. More news, more views when we return. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Hi, I'm Eric Hogarth, certified financial planner from Money Wisdom. You only retire once, and it's important to do it right. Tune in every week as we discuss ways you can manage your money wisely. Don't miss Money Wisdom Saturdays at 8:30 on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Hennion and Walsh was made for people like you. People who understand the value of experienced, highly skilled professionals. That's why you'll have access to a team of specialists to help you invest for the life you want. Why? You've earned it. We're Hennion and Walsh, and a team built around you. Get a second opinion. Call 800-279-5279 or find us online. Investing involves risk, including the possible loss of principal. Advisory services provided by Hennion and Walsh Asset Management. Securities offered by Hennion and Walsh Inc. Member FINRA SIPC.
We get it. Attention spans just aren't what they used to be. Heads in social media and eyes on Netflix. But what do people do with their ears? Well, for one, they're listening to audio. Americans spend 4.4 hours with audio every day. Oh, and you want the proof? Well, you just sat through this ad that's now approaching 30 seconds. What could you say to a potential customer in 30 seconds? Let Odyssey put together a media plan tailor-made for your unique marketing needs. Advertise with Odyssey. Visit ads.odyssey.com.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/life.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
And now, a WTIC News Update.
It's 3:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. The 2025 off-year elections are in the books in Connecticut. A big night for the Republicans, who picked up seats for mayor or first selectman in a number of towns, including Bristol, East Granby, Hamden, Middletown, New Britain, and New Haven. Republicans prevailed in Greenwich, Oxford, Shelton, and Vernon. Nationally, California passed the Prop 50 ballot question to redraw congressional districts put forth by the governor. Democrats also won governor's races in New Jersey and Virginia, while a Democratic socialist was elected mayor of New York City. Person is missing following a fire this morning in the town of Basra. Blaze broke out on Fitchville Road, left the home and an adjoining garage damaged, also melted the siding from a nearby home. Several departments were called in to assist. Montville police are charging a man with driving over 100 miles an hour in a school zone. Officers were doing speed enforcement on Route 32 Monday near St. Bernard's High School. That's where an officer spotted Cameron Riviera. They say the 23-year-old was clocked at 105 miles an hour. He's facing reckless driving and other charges. About to get real windy around here. Cold front expected to move through tonight. Behind it, winds could kick up 50 to 60 miles an hour. High wind watch goes up at 10 tonight. Emergency workers continue the search for more victims after at least 9 people died and more than a dozen were injured when a UPS plane crashed on takeoff at the airport in Louisville, Kentucky. Plane crashed Tuesday as it was departing for Honolulu. WTIC News time is 3:31. Here's the WTIC Weather Center forecast.
This afternoon, cloudy and windy. Gusty winds can blow around unsecured objects and a high 58. Tonight, very windy with a passing shower this evening. Otherwise, mostly cloudy. There can be power outages and tree damage. And secure those loose objects in a low 41. For tomorrow, windy, some clouds, then sun, and a high 51. This is meteorologist Scott Homan in the WTIC Weather Center.
Wall Street, the Dow up 319 points a half hour before the close. The NASDAQ is up 221 and the S&P ahead 44. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC NewsTalk 1080.
250 years ago, a promise was made to connect families and friends near and far. And during the holidays, that promise is more important than ever. That's why USPS is building a better network to meet your needs with timely deliveries, easy and affordable ways to ship, and everything you need to make your season full of holiday cheer. Our purpose is delivering your peace of mind, knowing your love will arrive, bringing joy to all. The United States Postal Service. Learn more at USPS.com/holidays.
Want to turn up the heat and turn up the savings this winter? Go with Petro. Switch now and get $125 free heating oil with reliable delivery in any weather, flexible pricing plans, an easy budget plan, and live 24/7 service and support. Go with your local HVAC pros at Petro for best-in-class service and comfort you can count on. Use propane? Ask about special offers. Go to petro.com now to get your $125 free heating oil or call 1-888-PETRO02 today. Propane not available in all areas.
Life unfolds in ways you can never quite expect. A divorce, a death in the family, a personal injury. Each time you are left searching for someone new to trust. But what if you had a full-service law firm that knows you and a firm that can represent all your legal needs? With BPS Lawyers, you get more than a lawyer. You get a full-service law firm. Visit bpslawyers.com. BPS Lawyers, your lawyers for life. Proud full-service law partner of UConn Athletics. Nick Payne-Dearest is responsible for the content of this ad.
You could think you found your dream home online. The kitchen island looks perfect for your inner chef. The backyard, a paradise for your green thumb. And that extra room, hello walk-in closet. But here's the twist. The lot next door just got rezoned for years of construction. And this sound, yeah, you're going to be hearing a lot of that. Don't let your dream home turn into a nightmare. Work with the expertise and ethical training of a Realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors, right by you.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
You have to run very fast to win the Manchester Road Race. The course record time is 21 minutes 4 seconds. It was set in 2022 by Olympian Connor Mance of Provo, Utah. Olympian Wayne Kalati of Flagstaff, Arizona, authored the women's course record of 22 minutes 55 seconds in 2021. Come join the world's fastest distance runners. Register now for the Manchester Road Race at manchesterroadrace.com. That's manchesterroadrace.com. The Manchester Road Race is a great local tradition, and WTIC News Talk 1080 is proud to be a partner. WTIC has been Connecticut's radio station for over 100 years, with local talk shows talking about the things affecting our state and nation. Mornings with Brian and Company, 5:30 till 9, and Reese on the Radio, 2 till 6. Plus local news, weather, traffic, and sports. All on WTIC News Talk 1080. Because local radio is just better.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I
I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Hey, whoa, hold up. 100 candles on the cake? Who do you think's lighting this?
We're back, Reese on the radio. Let's get to some headlines real quick. More layoffs coming to Connecticut. The latest notice of worker adjustment, noting that 51 people will be let go from a titanium solids operations, which is called ELG Utica Alloys in Hartford. They notified the Rapid Response Coordinator from Connecticut Department of Labor, Rapid Response, that it will discontinue its solids processing operations effective December 31st. Well, at least it'll be after Christmas. As a result of this business decision, they write, approximately 41 bargaining unit employees and approximately 10 bargaining unit employees will be separated from their employment. That's a nice way to put it. Just say you got fired. That's all. Democrat Justin Elliker, as I mentioned before, cruised to a fourth two-year term as New Haven's mayor yesterday after a campaign that focused on both his record on housing and public safety, as well as the city's opposition to the Trump administration and their policies. He had over 84% of the vote, with only absentee ballots remaining to be counted, of which were far too few to change the outcome. Elliker defeated Republican challenger and guest of this show, Steve Orozco, in all 30 wards across the city. Based on preliminary results, the independent collected from polling places, the final official results have yet to be determined, but what we gathered last night, 12,000 votes went to Elliker, a paltry 1,600 went to Orozco. Also, in a huge victory for Connecticut Democrats, State Representative Bobby Sanchez flipped the New Britain mayor's office, as I told you, blew for the first time in 12 years, ending the GOP control of the state's 8th largest city. Political observers were keeping a close watch on New Britain's mayoral race because Tuesday, it was the first time since 2013 that Democrats had a chance to run a candidate against someone other than Aaron Stewart, who was wildly popular across 6 mayoral elections in her hometown. Sanchez not only won with a wide margin, but appeared to bring in a 10-5 supermajority for Democrats on the Common Council. Sanchez said, "Tonight, New Britain chose progress. I'm deeply honored by the faith of this community has placed in me, and I will work every day to earn it. This campaign was never about one person. It was about bringing people together and make our city stronger, safer, and fairer for everyone. The message is clear. No more Republicans. Let's bring in the Democrats," Sanchez said. And now for the stupidest thing I read today.
Yes, you do. Stupid as can be. This could very well be the stupidest person on the face of the earth.
Stupidest thing I read today is Democrats are back. You're not. You are not back. Please don't think you are. There's no way that you are back. The evidence shows that you are not back. Everyone knows that you are not back. And it's not anyone's fault but your own. Let's take a few turns at the evidence that you're not back.
I think Gen Z is going to be a lot more conservative. I think that just from my experience knowing Gen Z kids, my kids and their friends and whatever, I sense a much more skepticism of, and I think it is a reaction to Gen Xers and millennials forcing on them progressive views in school. And I think that there's going to be some conservatives. This is my general impression.
Yeah,
I don't fight.
That was an early read. That was an early read of Gen Z, and then a kind of a beta. But it may be what ends up happening.
But
right?
I mean, Trump did not win young voters as he constantly says he did. But he did do better with them.
That's right.
Than other previous Republicans.
Yeah, that's not just one sign. Other Democrats agree. You're still a mess.
We're in terrible shape. Like, we just have to be very honest with ourselves. The Democratic Party is in really, really bad shape. The fact that our approval rating is, depending on the poll you believe, somewhere in the 20s or the teens, while Donald Trump is busy kind of vandalizing the government, that ain't good. And I think there's many reasons for that, which we can discuss, but we have not begun to address those problems. I do think we will not be able to fully address them until we have a leader, and that won't be for like 3 years when we nominate somebody for president, because parties ultimately are defined by their leaders and defined by them almost entirely. I mean, you can think about what Republicans did after 2012. As you know, they did big retrospective, the autopsy. They're like, we need to be nicer to immigrants, and then they nominate Trump and they go the opposite direction. So the nominees and the presidents make the party brand. And for the next few years, we won't have that.
And you got to ask yourself, Democrats, like, if you are so back, who's your leader? If you're so back, right? If the party's on the come up, who's the leader? Who's the titular leader of the Democratic Party? You can't go back to Obama. You can't even go to Biden. Did you see Biden in New Jersey yesterday? Did you see those videos? I to be honest with you, I can't even clown the guy anymore. I can't. I used to make fun of the doddering old fool. I can't do it anymore. Now, whatever's happening to him. And by the way, just so you know, this guy called it elder abuse long before it was popular. It's not elder abuse, they told me. It looks bad now. It looks bad. Jimmy Carter looked better. Because you knew Jimmy Carter was 100. Joe Biden doesn't look good. But again, if you're so back, because I see them, they're all in the chat room saying it. We're back. We're going to take you Republicans. Yeah. Where? Where's the party leadership? Even Nancy Pelosi's decided to go, I'm done. They're all going. Simsbury's in the house. What's going on, Joe?
Well, real quick in Simsbury, because you had talked about this on your show, the Democrats clobbered the Republicans, unfortunately.
Sure did.
I wasn't surprised, but I was shocked.
Tell me why.
The level of beating that it was.
Yeah.
And it's too small of a sample size. But in talking with some Democrats, they had no clue about the Mextudis treatment of an 88-year-old Joan Coe, or what's his name, said and did, and all the other stuff. These people go to the polls. They have no clue, and there's nothing we can do about that. We can argue about it. We can rant and rave about it, how stupid they are, how uninformed they are. They really are.
But did you, wait a minute, Joe, real quick, did you feel like Republicans didn't really put up a fight? Because I didn't see any real passion coming out of Republican candidates. Orozco at least made it up here to the show. He was on television. He was calling, at least he had some press on his side. I'll admit the strategy sucked because I feel like he went into places where nobody would vote for him. Even though they liked him, they were never going to show up at the polls because he was in the hood, in the inner city, trying to get that electorate, well, not even electorate, but those folks to actually become the electorate. And they didn't move. They didn't budge. They didn't care. But other people didn't make themselves known. I saw no one nowhere.
Well, I think that's part of our problem because it's part of our personality. In Simsbury, I saw far more Democrat signs out on lawns than Republican signs.
Right.
They always seem to have a better ground game like that. But I think as Republicans, and I'm just going to throw this out there, people may disagree. I think that we rely so much on who we are, and who we are is we are intelligent, we are thoughtful, we look at both sides, we have values. That's how we come to become a Republican.
Right.
And our expectation, I believe, is that people out there are very similar to us. And once they see it, they're going to be on our side.
Yeah.
And the people out there are not. They would be if they were educated as to what has actually taken place. I believe that they would be. But I believe most Democrats are not educated about what they're actually voting for.
That's true. Their motivation is more about beating Republicans than it is about knowing the issues or, in fact, how their vote is going to impact their daily lives. They're very tunnel vision.
Especially in Simsbury. We had the whole thing with the affordable housing bill that our state representative, a Democrat, she did vote against it in the end. Governor Lamont vetoed it.
Mm-hmm.
Yet we still had Democrats in this town who were all for it, who were lying to the people of this town, and they were not held responsible by the people of this town. And until you have a situation where people have to show that they actually have based their opinion on factual occurrences in whatever market it is, local market, national market, you're always going to have this kind of stuff where too many ignorant people vote, and it's a shame, but I don't know how to fix it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to chime in quickly on the tattoo thing because that was a great conversation. But I couldn't
You really did. People really resonated with this tattoo story.
So somebody, and I feel bad for those people that have a lot of tattoos because of the ink thing, but somebody made a comment to me in the last couple of years that I recalled, and they said, and I don't mean this to be detrimental to people in any way, and it is specific to women, is that the amount of tattoos on a woman is directly related to the amount of trauma that she has had in her life.
I've heard that.
So if you have a lot of tattoos, stay away.
I've heard that. And it's interesting, Joe, that you and I have heard that on different corners of the country. Right? Because there are those things that we call like the unwritten rules or the unwritten known, the unknown known, so to speak. And that's so true. I've heard that so many times that, and I think it's emblematic. Like guys get tattoos because, hey, that looks cool. I like this particular symbol. And women are very, look, my wife has one, Survivor, and that's, of course, that for her, that's emblematic of her struggle in life. So yeah, the trauma thing, it tracks. It completely tracks.
I haven't heard it about men, but I would have to say that other than if you go beyond having a sleeve or so as a man, and I would also say this is really going to be unfair. If you're a man who works out and you're doing that, that's one thing. If you're a guy with skinny arms who's never hit the gym, that to me, that's an entirely different situation. But then when you start putting it all over your body, I would have to say the same thing. I don't know who you're communicating with, who you think you're communicating with, what message you're trying to deliver. You got something wrong with you, and I hope you can get some help. Because I think it's just too much. And I would include NBA players in that because we see their arms and they're totally covered. It's like, come on. Are you kidding me? No one can see what you have written unless they're standing 3 inches away from it, and even then. So what are you doing? What is the mental block that you think that that's a good thing?
I don't get it either. I say that it's funny because my older brother, who's darker than me, has tattoos, and I go, who can read that? I don't even know what that's supposed to be. That looks like a tattoo in the dark. That's what it looks like. I got to go. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you very much.
You got it, man. Let's take a break. We'll come back. More news, more views coming up. Nadine Thomas of the Underground New England to talk about trafficking. She's joining us in a little bit. We'll get to your phone calls if we can, but stick around. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC NewsTalk 1080.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com. Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission. $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement. A $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's Reese on the Radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
Hey, we're back. It's Reese on the Radio, WTIC News Talk 1080. Naomi, thank you so much. If I can let it a secret, so at the beginning, well, not the beginning, it's actually the second half hour of the program, I played the Mamdani speech with O Fortuna in the background. If you missed it, let me can I start it? Let me just play it. Here's a little bit of it.
Standing before you, I think of the words of Jawaharlal Nehru. A moment comes but rarely in history when we...
The reason why I play that, and again, Naomi, if you are new, it's not my first rodeo. Whenever a dark figure joins politics, I play that piece. It is one of my favorite pieces to play at the end of, like, if it's an election, if it's something like that. I have played this for Hillary Clinton back in 2008. I played it for Joe Biden when he gave his speech in Philadelphia. You remember the one with all the red? That one was one of my favorites. I played that. And Mamdani has now been the third. So Naomi says, nearly busted a gut laughing when you played O Fortuna from Carmine Banana of Mamdani's acceptance speech. Brilliant. You have my respect. I appreciate you. It's great because it works with every really dark speech. And I get a kick out of playing it because of the effect that it has. It's almost, how do I put it? It works perfectly. Let me see if I can do it one more time, because I'm certain, without a doubt, I'm going to see if I can do it here. Maybe I wonder if it's here. Because it's, you'll say to yourself, look, yeah, it does work no matter where you are. And let me see if that is, yeah, here it is. Let me play this, and I'll tell you exactly what I mean. It doesn't matter. You can use, as long as the speech is grand and dark. This is the actual clip I played many moons ago. Nothing changed. And you just changed the speaker. Joe Biden.
But as I stand here tonight, equality and democracy are under assault. We do ourselves no favor to pretend otherwise. So tonight, I've come to this place where it all began to speak as plainly as I can to the nation about the threats we face, about the power we have in our own hands to meet these threats, and about the incredible future that lies in front of us.
I didn't even edit the speech. I put the speech up as it went with Fortuna in the background, and it went perfectly. It's really, really easy to do. It's my favorite thing to do when they do it. Let's get our first check of weather and traffic. It is windy out there again. I couldn't even get anywhere, Mark Christopher, in the BPS Traffic Center. All the lines were down.
Really?
It was crazy. All on Route 6 or Route 4, wherever it was. I mean, it was backed up. 18-wheelers were everywhere. It was nightmarish.
Well, I guess we have, as the meteorologist would say, a tight pressure gradient.
Yeah.
That's the word for today, tight pressure gradient, the 3 words for today. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, 84 eastbound, got delays 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. Westbound 84 is a little tight as you approach the Bulkley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney Street. Southbound 91 delays 33 down to 32 A and B. If you are traveling northbound 91, that moves well. Cromwell through downtown up into Windsor. 291 through 84. Moving well east of the river. 2 westbound, just a little slow as you merge with 84 west. 9 northbound delays, Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge in Middletown. If you're heading into Waterbury, westbound 84, you're going to see some slow traffic as you move from exit 23 to the Mixmaster. 84 westbound in Farmington delays 37 out to 33 in the 72 interchange in Plainville. We are coming to you from the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Traffic and weather together on the 8 WTIC News Talk 1080.
This report is brought to you by Moderna.
Mnexspike, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA by Moderna has arrived. To learn more and find it near you, visit mnexspike.com. That's MNEXSPIKE.com.
WTIC weather.
A good deal of clouds and windy this afternoon with a high of 58. For tonight, very windy. There'll be a passing shower in the evening. Otherwise, a good deal of clouds. And there could be power outages and tree damage with a low of 41. Windy tomorrow with some clouds, then sunshine, high 51. And patchy clouds tomorrow night, low 31. More clouds than sunshine on Friday. It'll be breezy in the afternoon with a high around 52. This is meteorologist Scott Homan in the WTIC Weather Center.
WTIC is celebrating 100 years on the air and 100 years of serving Connecticut. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
4 o'clock, 58 degrees, cloudy skies in Hartford. I'm John Silva. WTIC 1080 News. Police in New Haven have released the name of a woman shot to death on a city street last weekend. 18-year-old Alexa Acevedo was from Norwich. She and 3 others were caught in the crossfire of a shootout between 2 individuals early Saturday morning at Church and Center Streets. Police are still looking for the suspects. Both political parties view Tuesday's election outcomes differently. Republicans were voted out of leadership positions in Bristol, New Britain, Milford, East Granby, and other areas, while they held on to positions in Seymour, Torrington, Greenwich, and Eastern Connecticut. State GOP Party Chair Ben Proto says the midterms, he thinks, will have a different outcome.
Voters and elections tend to occur in the present, and
So I think that will be behind us, and I don't think it'll have an impact in 2026. I think what's going to have an impact in 2026 is where we are economically, where we are financially, not only as a nation, as a state, but also families.
State Democrats still celebrating their banner night. Party says 30 towns were flipped on Election Day, 27 in the mayor or first selectman's office, 3 more town councils. State Democratic Chair Roberto Alves says it wasn't just opposition to Trump that drew voters.
Politics are still local. They want to see that folks care about their roads, care about their schools, care about, their snow removal program, investing in public safety, making sure their families have a community they can thrive in.
Alves himself won re-election as mayor of Danbury. A day after his big win in the New York City mayor's race, Zohran Mamdani still had not heard from the White House.
The White House hasn't reached out to congratulate me. I continue to be interested in having a conversation with President Trump on the ways in which we could work together to serve New Yorkers.
Trump had threatened to cut federal funding to the Big Apple if Mamdani was elected. Supreme Court justices heard arguments over President Trump's unilateral use of tariffs using an emergency law, as we hear from correspondent Michael Wallace.
The justices grilled Solicitor General D. John Sauer, who argued on behalf of the administration. Justice Neil Gorsuch.
Does the president have inherent authority over tariffs in peacetime?
No, we do not contend that.
Attorney Neil Katyal argued for the businesses who have sued because the tariffs are hurting them.
They are tariffing the entire world in peacetime, and they are doing it, asserting a power that no president in our history has ever had.
The court could potentially deal a crippling blow to Trump's economic agenda.
Federal investigators are on the ground in Louisville, Kentucky, following the crash of a UPS jet on Tuesday. 9 are dead, that number expected to grow. Mayor Craig Greenberg talked to families directly, of the families of those who've been impacted by the tragedy.
I know there are simply no words that can undo what happened, that can provide true comfort at this moment with lack of information and pain that you're feeling.
The plane crashed as it was departing Louisville's airport en route to Honolulu. It was carrying 38,000 gallons of fuel that ignited and started a massive fire afterward. Wall Street, the Dow up 225 points, NASDAQ up 151, and the S&P up 24. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
How did you get your tripping breakers fixed so fast?
ALO Home Services. Same day electrical. I gave them a call, and they had a technician on their way. They even sent the technician's real-time location, so I knew when they would be here.
Did you say same day? That's crazy.
If you need same-day electrical, call, click, or text today and say hello, ALO. Call for details. License number HIC 628926, P102776688, S1041347, D104014665, S3308699, SM3004646, E1185643.
Ready to grow your business in 2026? Odyssey connects your brand to the customers that matter, on air, online, and on the go. With powerful radio, digital, and podcast platforms, we help you reach your audience everywhere they listen, from local radio to streaming to smart speakers. Your message gets heard. Don't just advertise. Amplify your results with Odyssey. Visit WTIC.com and select Advertise with Us to fill out a contact form. Advertise with your local Odyssey marketing team today.
It's Reese on the radio. And don't say we didn't warn you on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
Between rounds.
I'm really upset. I'm going to have to fix this darn thing. I don't even know. It was messed up in that way. Congratulations. It goes out to, give me a second here, and I apologize because I should have had that ready to go. Congratulations to Joan D. in Broadbrook. She is today's winner of the dozen bagels a month for 6 months, courtesy of Between Rounds, the Bagel Bakery and Sandwich Cafe, located in South Windsor, Vernon, and Manchester. Don't forget, we are actually working it out very soon. It should be in the coming weeks. We're going to do a Between Rounds live broadcast there, do the show from 2 till 6 at one of the locations. I believe we're going to do Vernon and South Windsor. I'm almost certain of that, but I will give you all the details as soon as I know it. As soon as everybody knows it, and we'll do the whole thing where you guys will get there. Somebody just asked me, what happened to the Facebook feed? I don't know. So what you have to do is, and I think what we're going to have to do is, because I cannot rely on Facebook to do it, and I know all of you are there, we're just going to have to go over to YouTube. So just find my YouTube channel. You can. It's very easy. Just link it. If you can't find it, go to reasoontheradio.com, click on the YouTube, and it'll send you right to the page so you can do that. So you can chime in the chat room there. Plus, we don't have a lot of people over at YouTube because I don't even really promote it like that. So go to the YouTube page. I think we may have to just say, Facebook no more. I don't know what's up with Meta, and it might be a Meta problem. So I don't want to have to deal with that anymore. So we'll just do that in the meantime. Also coming up in a couple of minutes, in fact, she's on the line now. We'll get to her. Nadine Thomas of Underground New England is going to join us. We'll talk to her about the story we broke to you yesterday about human trafficking in Hartford. She's going to talk about what her organization is doing to help victims of trafficking in and around the New England area, because there are so many things and so many details going on. She doesn't know all that much about this particular case with the 8 men or the 7 men who have been arrested, but there are telltale signs, because a lot of people in Connecticut, in Hartford in particular, have children who run away, who get lost in the sauce. Even if they have DCF cases, we never hear from them again, and they don't get very far. Some of those children are being sex trafficked right in the state, right under the noses of everyone. And so Nadine is here to talk about that and tell us some of the things that she's experienced and some of the victims that she's helped and how you can help as well. Let's get another check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher is here again in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're heading 84 eastbound into Hartford, look for delays now as you move up about a half mile before 46th Avenue down to the Bulkley Bridge. Westbound 84 tied up East Hartford, approaching the Bulkley out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. Southbound 91, look for some slow traffic from approaching 33 down to 32 A and B. Easy ride northbound 91. 2 westbound's a little tight. East Hartford 1D up to the 84 West merge. 291, 384 okay. 9 northbound, 9 southbound a little tight at the Aragodi Bridge in Middletown. If you are traveling westbound 84, look for some slow traffic from exit 36 Slater Road in New Britain down to 33 in the 72 interchange in Plainville. Westbound 84 is tight up 22 to the Mixmaster, and 95 southbound a little tight moving by 44 in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Passing shower this evening, otherwise very windy tonight with a low of 41. Windy tomorrow, some clouds, then sunshine with a high 51. And we'll see patchy clouds tomorrow night with a low of 30 degrees. And Friday, more clouds and sun. Breezy in the afternoon, high 54. And we'll see a couple of showers later Friday night into Saturday morning. Otherwise, Saturday, some sun and a high of 64. Right now, it's 55 in Coventry, 55 in Waterbury, and 58 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Scott Homan in the WTIC Weather Center.
Sponsored by Progressive. We make the claims process easy so you can get back on the road in no time. It's why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive. See for yourself at progressive.com.
Tune in to WTIC News Talk 1080 for Healthy Rounds, Saturday mornings 11 till noon. Learn from the top experts about the latest medical news and call in with your questions. Healthy Rounds, sponsored by Hartford Healthcare, Saturday mornings 11 till noon on WTIC News Talk 1080 and WTIC.com.
Second opinions.
You get them with your health.
So why not with your wealth?
Your stock market investments deserve a second opinion.
At Henyon & Walsh, it only takes a second
to schedule your free second opinion.
Go online and search for Henyon & Walsh, the second opinion people. Investing involves risk, including the possible loss of principal. Advisory services provided by Henyon & Walsh Asset Management. Securities offered by Henyon & Walsh Inc., member FINRA SIPC.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Yep, we are back, and without further ado, Nadine Thomas is on the phones. Nadine, I was watching WFSB on this crazy story about the 7 men who were involved in this trafficking scheme. And if I may say so, and I know you're going to have to correct me, but it's my naivete, not anything else. The thing that I found odd about this story was that, how do I put this? This sounds crazy, but the fact that it happened in Hartford and the fact that it happened with these men who are African American and or black, for that matter, was odd to me. And let me explain why. Is that usually when we see these stories or we hear these stories, it is rare that the perpetrators are black men. And not that there's a demographic or a racial component to it. It's just that we've seen it in other places and in other ways. And it's usually outside of the purview of, our regular American citizens. Is that strange for me? Am I out of sorts? Because does it take all kinds?
Reese, you may not be too far off on your assumption.
Okay.
That's what we see a lot of, but that's not necessarily true.
Okay.
What we have found in our interaction with survivors is people of color are among the highest demographic that is trafficked, where trafficking is happens.
Yes, that much I know, Nadine. But and this again, it sounds racial in my description, but I don't mean it to be in a racial way. I'm trying to be honest to the conversation. Is that we see it a lot happening within Hispanic communities or Latino communities. That's my point.
I totally get it. But I think one of the things that we have found, just interacting with survivors, is that trafficking in the African American community is hidden.
Right. Okay.
It's covered by culture and music and norms, so it becomes a part of the culture.
Oh.
And so it is a number of times. What happens is when we go out to places in the community to host awareness events, individuals will come to us and say, "This happened to me. I didn't realize I was being trafficked."
Oh, okay. So
I think that's one of the problems, and that's why it seemed odd to you that all the traffickers were black men.
Yeah. So in essence, you're saying that culturally, not being able to recognize the person is being trafficked, they're just thinking that this is, although it may be a criminal behavior, they wouldn't associate it with a trafficking crime. That's my naivete here. Oh, okay, good. Okay, good. No, I totally appreciate understanding that I'm naive in this because because what's important is that there may be plenty of us who have seen trafficking but didn't recognize it because we see it as something that maybe Hollywood or television might depict, and there may be other things. Can you explain to me what trafficking is, or things that are trafficking that we may not have seen on the surface?
Absolutely, and that's one of the things we do at the Underground. We're out to change the narrative of what everybody thinks trafficking is.
Okay.
A lot of times we think it's being kidnapped.
Okay.
An individual is taken, just like the movies, like you said. The big white van and the child is dropped off the street.
Right.
But trafficking is any kind of exploitation for whether it's labor or sex, or commercial sexual activity, where there's an exchange of something of value.
Okay.
Now, it can be as simple as a brother getting a phone or a pair of shoes or sneakers or some money from his football team or a member of his football team to sleep with his sister or his girlfriend. It could be a gang that holds a family at ransom and say, "Give us your child." and that child is, is sold. It could be a boyfriend who says to a girlfriend, if you love me, if you want to help me, or if you want me to stay, then you'll do this for me.
Wow.
So it comes in all shapes and sizes. It comes in so many different ways.
Yeah, and it's not like in many ways, I think that we look at it, I think as you're explaining it to me, is that we see that we understand it as being under the cover of a threat, but it doesn't matter. Some of it is just coercion, as you said with the boyfriend and the girlfriend. You'll do this for me if you love me. You will behave in this fashion that, using that individual to obtain money, a form of prostitution, if you will.
Absolutely.
That is all in the purview.
Coercion.
I'm sorry?
Force, fraud, or coercion. Those are the three circumstances that law enforcement would look for to read, or what we look for to determine human trafficking.
Damn.
If it's a child, if it's under 18 years old, if the individual is under 18 years old, there's no need to prove that you were forced, if there was force, fraud, or coercion.
Right.
But as an adult, unfortunately, the burden of proof is on the adult to prove that there was force, fraud, or coercion. Can some of this, because you were talking about the forms of trafficking, and the trafficking that you're helping folks with is not just sexual trafficking. A lot of trafficking that's happening, even more so, is labor trafficking, which in essence somebody's paying off a debt or somebody's being used to pay off some. It doesn't even have to be gambling. It just has to be some form of some debt, and in paying it back, that individual commits crimes or does something for the individual holding them in that trafficking space. I want to ask you this, since we're going down that well. We had a case not too long ago, Roland and I were talking about it, where a man was arrested for using teenagers to rob stores. And he was accused of, I think the charge he was endangering the welfare of a child, but he wasn't considered trafficking. Because I looked at that and said, if he's got kids stealing from stores and he's getting the loot after they robbed the store, I was asking, is that a form of labor trafficking? Would you constitute it as the same? I absolutely would constitute it as trafficking. A number of survivors that we've come across and worked with are still struggling with criminal records from criminal activities that their traffickers forced them to do as children or as youth. So, of course, I'm surprised. I've not heard about that case, but I'm surprised that that individual would not be seen as having trafficked. The problem with labor trafficking, Reese, is that it's not been given the kind of attention that sex trafficking has been given. But I'm glad to see that there are these organizations, national and even statewide, that is just putting things in place to put more focus on labor trafficking, because there is more labor trafficking that is going on even right here in Connecticut than we realize or that we even care to think about. Yeah. We're on the phone with Nadine Thomas of Underground New England. Your organization is primarily based in Connecticut. You do a lot of work here, but you have expanded into the New England area. Talk to me a little bit about the victims that you do help, because I would imagine you folks treat those victims like you would battered wives or battered girlfriends. In that way, you find them safety or security. Do you find them shelters? Yes. What's the process of when someone who is trafficked, who needs a place, like, how do they escape, and how do they escape to you? So we work with adult survivors. Okay. So our survivors come to us when they have aged out of a child, human trafficking assistance program. Okay. Such as DCF and other organizations. So when they've aged out of those systems, they're referred to us. Our clients come to us from law enforcement. The FBI, the local police department. Oh, wow. Our clients come to us from hospitals. Our clients find us online or maybe on a hotline card or some literature that we have out there with our information, and they will call us directly. We have clients who literally just plan an escape, or we've met survivors, let me say that, who literally have escaped their trafficker.
Wow.
And just called us, and we've made arrangements, and we bring them to safety.
And now you don't, once these people have left whatever jurisdiction they were a part of, right? Let's say it's the FBI. Let's say it's with INS or whomever for that matter, right? They get into your hands. You are taking care of them after the process, right? You're not having to deal with them while they continue, like maybe they're testifying in a court case or anything like that. Are you just trying to get them as far away from their trafficker as possible, or keep them hidden? How difficult is for you to do that? And if you're not dealing with them just after the fact and they're still involved with law enforcement in some sort of way, how difficult is it for you to keep them safe?
Our program offers a wraparound service to our clients.
Wow.
So each of our clients has 2 mentors that work alongside them with them, and that mentor is there to provide whatever support they need. If it's support to see a medical practitioner, they're there. If it's support to file a complaint or a case against their trafficker, they're there. If it's a case, if it's to answer charges, the criminal charges that occurred during trafficking, they're there. So we provide whatever support that specific client needs, because our program is tailored to the individual need. It's not a blanket program.
Okay.
It is, it's really tailored to the individual need and requirement. But as much as possible, we do try to, all our clients are safe. And all our clients that are in our program, all the survivors in our program are completely safe from their trafficker.
Can I ask you?
And we take steps to make sure that happens.
That's good. That's fantastic, because I know that there are people who probably know someone who's dealing with this issue and wondering if there is a safe space for them to go. Many of them, the fear that they have of getting out of this situation is having nowhere to go. Which, by the way, I encourage you, if you're interested in finding more about Nadine's organization, the Underground New England, I need you to go to theundergroundne for New England.org. That is theundergroundne.org. You can volunteer, you can donate, and you can help out and spread the word. So please do, because Nadine's doing everything that she can to get the word out. You are the executive director of the organization?
Yes, I am.
And how long have you been doing this kind of work?
I've been with the organization since December 23.
Okay. What inspired you to get involved in this? Was it personal, or was it just an opportunity that sort of came your way, or somebody like coming to you and say, hey, Nadine, this is an organization I think you'd like to work for?
Actually, I've really been a part of social work all my life. I've been working with, disadvantaged population, let me put it that way.
Gotcha.
And so when this opportunity came, it was just a natural shift. It was my first time working directly with survivors of human trafficking, but, having experience working with individuals who've been through all different kinds of trauma, domestic violence, community violence.
Yeah.
It was a natural for me. It was something that I felt that God called me to be a part of.
Yeah, it has to be that this kind of work has to be a calling from God or a higher power, without a doubt.
Is.
Let me ask you this before I let you go, because this I thought was pretty interesting in the WFSB piece that you were featured in about this story about these 7 men. You said that you were talking about women and men, boys and girls, and how to recognize them. Not that I need a breakdown of statistics, but that is important to note that those who are being trafficked, it is not, because many people also, another sort of cliche that we hear in the trafficking is that we never think about the boys.
We never think about the boys and the men.
Yeah.
And even there's a little more focus on boys now, but I think it's still very difficult for us to wrap our minds around grown men being trafficked. our program, men have passed through our program, men who have been trafficked. I have met several men who are now advocates who have, declared that they openly declared that they were trafficked, and they're now reaching out to help other men who have been trafficked, because it is actually a huge population of trafficked men, not only across the nation but in Connecticut. But there's so much stigma connected to that, and if you're a black man, it's really magnified.
I can imagine that the humiliation is incredibly difficult for them to come forward if indeed they are victimized by this this tragedy. That's so interesting. Nadine, I'm going to end here, but I want to say this, please. I have your cell phone number. I got to bring you back, one, because I want more and more people to find out about this. And what we've learned over the last year is that there are so many people in the state of Connecticut that are being trafficked. And I really want to put a lot of focus on your organization and what you're doing and on trafficking in the state. So please, I'll reach out to you. I want to get you back as often as I can, maybe even twice a month, okay?
I would love that, Reese, because that's a part of our program, really spreading awareness about the state of trafficking in Connecticut. Yeah. So yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
I'd love to.
Thank you so much, Nadine Thomas. Go check her out. It is theundergroundne.org. That is the organization to go help her out and find out more information about trafficking, stuff that you don't know. And they're there to help you. Nadine, thank you again. I'm going to put her. Let me put her on hold. All right, let's get to another check of weather and traffic. Our good friend Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're heading into Hartford right now and you're on the westbound side of 84, look for delays approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to exit 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound slowing about a half mile before 46 Avenue into the tunnel. If you're traveling southbound 91, delays 33 down to 32 A and B. If you're traveling into Middletown 9 northbound, some slow traffic as you approach the Aragoni Bridge. If you're on northbound on the Parkway, we have an accident in Meriden in that construction area. Looks like it's between 64A and 64B. So you've got delays back to Miller Avenue behind that. 84 eastbound in Cheshire slowing 26 down to the 691 interchange. Westbound 84 into Waterbury delays 22 to the Mixmaster. South 95 New Haven slowing 46 to 44. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
A good deal of clouds and windy this afternoon with a high of 58. For tonight, very windy. There'll be a passing shower in the evening. Otherwise, a good deal of clouds. And there could be power outages and tree damage with a low of 41. Windy tomorrow with some clouds, then sunshine, high 51. And patchy clouds tomorrow night, low 31. More clouds than sunshine on Friday. It'll be breezy in the afternoon with a high around 52. This is meteorologist Scott Homan in the WTIC Weather Center.
I can't get the signal. Okay, seriously. Now there's absolutely no excuse not to listen to WTIC News Talk 1080. You can literally hear us anywhere when you listen on your smartphone. And now you can hear us on the Odyssey app, the iHeartRadio app, and the TuneIn app. So pick your favorite and search and follow WTIC News Talk 1080 in the app. Then listen wherever you are. It's really that easy. So no more, I can't get the signal. We've made it easy. WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
And now, a WTIC news update.
4:30, good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. New Haven police have released the name of a woman who was shot and killed on a city street Saturday morning. Alexa Acevedo was 18. She was from Norwich. Acevedo and 3 others were caught in the crossfire of a shootout between 2 others in the wee hours November 1st. On Center and Church Streets, police are still looking for suspects. Man police say was driving over 100 miles an hour in a school zone in Montville on Monday is now facing charges of reckless driving. Cameron Riviera is 23. He was clocked doing 105 miles an hour on Route 32 near St. Bernard's High School Monday morning. He was finally stopped about a mile away, say police, after he sped through another school zone. Riviera due in court later this month. Officials in Kentucky expect the death toll to climb following the crash of a UPS jet near the airport in Louisville on Tuesday. There were 3 people on board the jet, others killed on the ground. Video shows the plane breaking out in flames before it crashes into a huge fireball. President is also reacting to last night's Democratic triumphs at the ballot box a day after the off-year elections, saying the results were not good for anybody, demanding Republicans end the filibuster to reopen the government and advance more of his agenda. Senate Majority Leader Thune says the shutdown could be over before the end of this week, but Senator Richard Blumenthal says there appears to be a thaw, but no total breakthrough just yet. Pura has granted a 15% increase for Yankee gas customers between now and October 31st of next year. The impact of $15 per month on the average user. The company sought an increase that would have been a $43 jump per month. Wall Street, Dow finished up 225 points today. NASDAQ picked up 151, and the S&P gained 24. NBA tonight, Celtics host Washington. Knicks at the Garden take on the T-Wolves, and the Nets travel to Indianapolis. NHL, the locals are idle. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Runners who can't be in the Manchester Road Race on Thanksgiving will be able to virtually participate in America's best Turkey Day run. They can download a mobile app that will enable them to run the race course distance of 4.737 miles at any location in the world. Times will be recorded electronically and count as an official Manchester Road Race finish. It's the next best thing to being there. Find out more about the virtual Manchester Road Race and register now at manchesterroadrace.com. The Manchester Road Race is a great local tradition, and WTIC NewsTalk 1080 is proud to be a partner. WTIC has been Connecticut's radio station for over 100 years, with local talk shows talking about the things affecting our state and nation. Mornings with Brian and Company, 5:30 till 9, and Reese on the Radio, 2 till 6. Plus local news, weather, traffic, and sports, all on WTIC NewsTalk 1080, because local radio is just better.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
Stay locked in. Reese on the Radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
I guess no one knew that I was going to have Nadine on. I'm getting all of these great accolades. Nadine is good people. Interviewed her and Lori Blackburn about their ministry. I did not know that. I did not know that they had a ministry. I should have asked her about that. But that's okay. We're going to have her on. We're going to get her on regularly because I'm just saying, just so everybody knows, okay, this trafficking thing is important and intriguing to me because we're seeing it a lot in the state of Connecticut. And without a doubt, you know that there is a correlation with the illegals in this state and trafficking. You know it's there. And I'm going to make the connections, and I'm telling you, when I'm going to bust this wide open. I've got some people, former police officers, current police officers working on this, quietly to get to the bottom of this, and we're going to get names. We're going to get everything on of this because they know it's here. It's the one thing, it would bust up the nonsense going on with politicians who are playing the, ignoring it. Just oh, I didn't see it. Are you sure? John Larson was playing that game with me when I saw him on Sunday. Have the proper authorities been informed? Yes, they have. My question is how are you not informed? These are your constituents. These are the ones you keep telling us are your friends and neighbors. And we're watching them being trafficked. We're watching them be abused. This is slavery. You're not for slavery, are you? I don't want you just screaming and hollering at ICE. I want you screaming and hollering about the people who are doing these folks wrong, these vulnerable people wrong. I think it's great that guys like John Larson want to keep a mother with young children together. But if the mother is being used in labor trafficking and the children are barely eating or barely being clothed or living in a basement somewhere, or if the mother has to make a decision between her or one of her babies being used by one of these animals that John Larson and Chris Murphy are protecting, I wonder how they feel about that. You talk about parents being separated from their children. Ask yourself, whom would you like taking this woman away from her children? Would you like ICE to do it, or would you like a cartel member taking their baby away to do God knows what? You tell me. And don't sit up here and ask, because we can hear everybody all day saying, these are good people. Good. What about the other side? What about the bad people? Just saying. We're going to get to the bottom of it. There's so many people who want to get to the bottom of this. It'd be the story of a lifetime. Let's get to weather and traffic. Mark Christopher, he's back out there in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, sir.
Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you, and good afternoon, everyone. If you're making your way into Hartford right now and you're on the eastbound side of I-84, you're going to see slow traffic about a half mile before 46 Sisson Avenue to the Bulkley. Westbound 84 slowing east Hartford, approaching the Bulkley out to 45 Flatbush. 91 southbound delays 33 to 32. And again, a little slow traffic down by exit 28 on the Hartford Weather Shield line. If you are traveling into Middletown, 9 northbound slowing Harbor Park to the Aragodi Bridge. 84 westbound in Farmington, delays from exit 36 Slater Road down to 33 in the 72 interchange. Eastbound 84 in Waterbury slowing 25A down to the 691 interchange. Westbound 84 in Waterbury, some tight traffic as you move from exit 22 into the Mixmaster. And if you're traveling Route 8 southbound right now, looks like we have an accident southbound Route 8. It looks like it's just south of exit 26, so look for some delays there. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Passing shower this evening, then very windy tonight with mostly cloudy skies and a low 41. Tomorrow windy, some clouds around, then sunshine and a high 51. Patchy cloudiness tomorrow night with a low around 30. Friday, more clouds and sun, breezy in the afternoon, high 54. And then a couple of showers move in late Friday night into Saturday morning. Right now it's 59 in Middletown, 57 in Marlboro, and 58 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Scott Homan in the WTIC Weather Center.
Columbia Dental has great care close to home. Our state-of-the-art network connects all 12 Connecticut locations, making appointments easy. Plus, our Waterbury office now offers a prosthodontist for specialized care. Schedule your appointment today, 860-645-0111.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today.
It's time to order your Plainville Farms fresh, all-natural turkey from Highland Park Market. These turkeys are humanely raised, vegetarian-fed, and never given any antibiotics or growth hormones. Nobody does Thanksgiving better than family-owned and operated Highland Park Market, Manchester, Glastonbury, Farmington, and at highlandparkmarket.com.
At Ayala Home Services, we handle hundreds of well water problems a year. We believe hearing your options to get water flowing in your house shouldn't cost a thing. That's why we offer free estimates for wells with no water. Plus, get your water back as soon as the same day. Contact the trusted well professionals at ALO Home Services when you call, click, or text today and say hello, ALO, call for details. Licensed for safety, HIC 628926, P10277688, S10413487, P10401465, S33086999, SM3004646, E1185643.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt debt relief now being made available designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9257. 800-505-9257. 800-505-9257.
The NAACP calls him, whoa, I don't think I'm allowed to read this. It's Reese on the Radio. Let's just say some people are not fans. On News Talk 1080, WTIC.
We didn't do Wacky Whitey on Tuesday, and it was because, we were just sort of settling in and all that other good stuff. We'll have it back next week, but tomorrow, we're doing Negro nonsense. Don't act like you don't know. I've got a good one for you, too. I saw it today, and I went, ripe. So I can't wait for that as well. We're also going to do a thing. I want to do this, and it's called What Are You Doing? And aside from what I do already, and by the way, you know what, Roland, I got to do this thing. So I got to get the logo of a WTIC, and I got to get it on a what do you call it, like a sandwich board? Like, so I want to do is this. I want to do a sandwich board that stands about a good maybe 3 feet, maybe 4 feet tall. All right, I would say roughly about 4 feet tall. And it's got to be lightweight. So I want to grab it, and I want to put it out on the street in Hartford. And it's going to read WTIC, News Talk 1080. And underneath, it's going to read, can I ask you a question? That's going to be the thing. So it's going to be me, man on the street, can I ask you a question? Whatever the story's going on in Connecticut, be it Hartford, be it anywhere, I don't care where it is going to be standing out there in Hartford. I'm going to do it at least twice a week. I don't know exactly what days yet, but the objective is I'm going to stand out there and I'm going to do, can I ask you a question? And then people will stop and I will ask them a question about what's going on in Hartford and get their honest take, and then we'll play it on the air. That's the thing I want to do. So
you got to put your order in for the sign then, because we don't have that currently.
Oh, no. I'm going to do it myself.
I'm going to make the sign
I'm
yourself.
going to make the sign myself. I'm going to spend my own money. I'm going to get down to a Staples or whatever it is, and I'm going to go out there. I'm going to wear my WTIC sweater. And by the way, there's some other TIC swag that I can wear, like a big giant TIC thing. I will totally rock that. I'll even get
you need to Letterman, dog.
Yeah, I do need that WTIC Letterman jacket. I do need that jacket. That's not a lie. But yeah, I want to stand out there, and then people can approach me. You guys can too. And I'll even tell you the dates that I'll be down there. And it'll be me asking people a question about what's going on, and then we'll play it on the air. And I want to kind of make that a feature. Here's why. I think it's a smart idea. One, we don't really do any advertising at WTIC. Not like that's a bad thing. We don't. WTIC has been around for 100 years. If you don't know we're here, you're living under a rock. However, I do want to reach a different audience, like a broader audience of people who normally wouldn't listen to AM radio. And a lot of them are in the heart of the city. And I kind of feel like, you know what, they would love to hear their voice kind of involved. I think everybody's opinion wants to be heard. I kind of feel like that's, as a talk show, that's the purpose of, why talk shows are so popular. But I want to do that. I want to be out there and just sort of stand out there and just go, hey, let me ask you a question, and then ask them that. The other thing I want to do is this. I want to start asking the audience, what are you doing? What does that mean? So during the weekend, there are things to do. I can't be everywhere, and I can't know where everything is. But I want you to tell me what's going on. Maybe there's a fair. Maybe there's a charity event. It's golf. It's Frisbee. Whatever it is. You let me know, and then I might show up. You never know. and I will come down there and go, hang out. Maybe it's a book tour. Our good friend Greg Dillon, Coach Dillon, as I like to call him, he does a lot of those book tours. I'd love to show up. But if you know something that's going on that you think is cool, that you think that I might enjoy, that somebody like me who's never been anywhere would love to go to, what a perfect opportunity for me to go. Like, okay.
Speaking of which,
go ahead. What do you got?
I've never been anywhere. I just Monday in the mail got my passport.
Holy moly!
So I can actually travel somewhere. I've never been anywhere.
Look at you. So you're going to where are you going to go? Do you know yet?
I do know one place I want to go. I haven't done any work.
Work on getting it?
Yeah.
Where are you going to go?
Italy.
Okay. So I want to go too. I want to go to Venice.
Yeah.
Yeah, before it's underwater.
Yeah.
I want to go to Venice. That, by the way, speaking of which, you know what place I really want to go? And I may have heard of it, but I've never seen it until I watched this movie. Did you see the last Equalizer?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay, so the town he's in is called Palermo. I'm almost certain that's it. That place, Roseanne and I watched that movie, and we saw that place, and we were like, oh, we have to go
it looks amazing.
Oh, it is.
Nice, small, homey, loving situation going on with some good food and coffee.
Exactly, but the beauty of it is I don't even mind that the place is crawling with stairs.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even mind that because I kind of feel like that in and of itself is an adventure. I would love to be above that and want to take pictures of the homes inside the mountains. Those things have always been fascinating to me, that people would, build their homes inside the side of a rock. It just seems wild to me. So I want to go there just for that. But like I said, what are you doing? What's going on? Maybe you have a knitting circle that, hangs out at a local pub or something like that. Those are the things I'm talking about. I'm not kidding. Please, I am serious. I want to know. So you can either let us know at on ReeseOnTheRadio.com, or you could just call me up here. I want to start doing it on Thursdays. What are you doing? And you guys call me up if you know something that's going on and you think that I'd be interested in checking it out. Let me know. And because I got a wife who says that I don't take her anywhere, and this gives me an opportunity to cheat. I can cheat a little bit because I can't think. Look, I'm in a new town, and it's new in a sense because I haven't been here 20 years. But because I'm new and I don't know anywhere to go, you get me the opportunity to get out of the house, take my wife to that thing, and then she can have fun, and then, whatever. You can hang out with me, and I can hang out with you, and you can introduce me to something I've never done before. Perhaps it's a painting thing. I don't know. Bingo.
You don't want me because...
What, you're just going to take me bowling?
You're just going to go to the bowling alley. That's it. That's all you got.
I've done that before. I've done the
bingo,
bowling.
too. Bingo is fun at the casino. It's a different experience.
Is that... Yeah, bingo.
Because they give you a iPad, and you play and you're dabbing on the iPad.
Really?
Yeah, you don't have to use the dabbers and the paper.
Really?
Yeah, everything is digital. You can. A lot of people use the dabber and the papers because that's what they like to do.
Yeah, that's the it's kind of the original.
For the new age folks, I like mine on everything on a digital iPad, and I just sit back, relaxing.
So do you actually download a program?
No,
and then
there's no program. Everything is already loaded for you.
Really?
Yep. All the games, everything's already loaded for you. All you got to do is sit it on the table in front of you, and when the numbers call, you just press your finger on the number on the iPad, and it marks your card for you.
Does the pad know that the game is won when you win? I guess it would, right?
It lets you know because you're playing multiple games at the same time.
Oh.
So it'll tell you 1 away on this card, 2 away on that card.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, and then if you get it, a little dog jumps on the screen and says, yell bingo, and then you say bingo. And you got to say it fast up there because if you miss it, you don't get it.
Yeah, that's
the professional bingo up there.
Did I ever tell you my bingo story?
No.
It was okay. So I go, my ex-wife Mary, we go to play bingo, and I was reluctant to go for the longest time because it wasn't my thing. But Mary loves bingo.
It's pretty fun, man.
She is crazy, but she's a gambler, so that's why she loves it.
Yeah, me too.
And she does the pull tabs too. I've never heard of this, but those of you who know what I'm talking about, they know. and you buy the pull tabs, and you can win some serious money on these things.
$300, $400, $500.
Yeah, no joke. But sometimes you got to spend money to make money, and she'll play those. Anyway, so one day she was like, look, this is something that I like to do, and I want you to spend time with me doing it. And so after I was reluctant and I knew I didn't want to do it, I did it anyway. So we sit there, and she gets me a little pad, and I do the whole thing, and I'm dabbing away and blah, 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 blah. But apparently, bingo is not like the bingo that I know where you just go straight. Apparently, this bingo game, you have to have not just bingo, but you have to have it in the four corners.
Yeah,
something
corners
like
plus
that.
The bingo.
Yeah. I didn't know anything about that.
Yep.
I didn't understand it.
You said bingo when you didn't have it.
Oh, man, did I.
Oh, why would you do that?
See, I didn't know it, but you right there, you just expressed exactly what I felt or what they made me feel when I did it. So I get the regular old bingo. I don't get the four corners. And I go, bingo, biggest voice in the room.
My God.
And let me tell you, Shady Acres went nuts because the guy turns around, he looks at me, he starts walking my way. Mary looks at my thing and she goes, you don't have the four corners. And I go, why? I got bingo here. I double down. I got bingo here. She says, no, you don't have the four corners. So the guy walks up, realizes that I don't have it. And then every old woman in there groans in a way that it wasn't a groan.
It's
yes, exactly.
That you have the nerve to call bingo and not have it.
It was wait until I see you outside. Right? It was like, yeah, we're gonna have to see you when we get out there. And this groan was just so aggressive from these ladies. And so I look around and I'm like, I'll admit, the only reason why I said it was because it was a little intimidating. The little was like, no. And I can hear some mumbling over there, son of a blah, 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 blah. And I'm like really upset now because I'm like, wow, these people are really mad because I made a mistake. Like, what about some grace here?
Nope.
Well, no, yeah,
there's
absolutely no grace. It was pure hatred. And then I turn around, I'm getting a little defensive. I'm like, calm down. It's just a mistake. So I'm like pushing back a little bit just to let them know, don't mess with me. I'll fight an old woman. But they were so, after that, I looked her right in the face. My ex-wife, Mary at the time, as soon as it was over.
No, I'm never coming back.
I looked her right in the face and I said, you sure you want me to experience this with you? Yeah, maybe not. It's bad. I never knew it was that.
They take it serious, man. They take it serious.
But I thought it was supposed to be fun.
It is fun, but they take the game.
Is it because
serious.
It's money involved?
I'm more than sure it's because it's money involved. But yeah,
lady. Okay, listen.
I can't believe you called bingo and didn't have it.
Look at you! I can't believe it could happen.
No,
it clearly did.
Where was Mary at? She's supposed to be watching you.
No.
She know you're a first timer. She's supposed to be anytime I bring somebody that's a first timer, I'm watching their cards because they either miss a bingo or think they have it and they don't.
Okay, so
I'm watching the cards.
You're watching their cards as well?
Yep.
I couldn't watch my own.
No. I'm watching my card. I do my cards fast, and then I watch to make sure. My mom taught me that because we missed a bingo one time, and ever since then, we watch each other's cards, and the people like that's in our circle that's there with us, we watch everybody's cards. To make sure nobody miss one.
Now, Mary, she's in Alabama now, so she will occasionally listen to the show. I'm going to text her and tell her that I talked about this. She will absolutely account for all of this, that I am telling the truth. She's at work now, but she knows that I'm telling the truth about everything that I just described as it happened. But that was just one. Now, I've been with her there since that time. Like, I'd gone several times afterwards. But I never played, and she never gave me guff about it. I sat there. I would eat. I would just let her play.
They have some pretty decent food.
Some pretty good, decent food. And I would sit there, and I will eat, or whatever the case may be. It would have been great if they actually served, like, beer.
Oh, yeah. They can't do that.
They can't. For some odd reason, they can't do that.
Because you think about it, it's gambling with beer. People are already upset. Just imagine you 1 away from $1,000 and your number is up in a viewer and somebody else calls bingo.
I was going to say, imagine I had yelled bingo and didn't get the four corners and they'd been drinking.
And that's
those old ladies probably would have.
They got whooping sticks for you.
Yeah, now that I think about it, maybe it was wise that there was only soda. That was actually
soda and water
soda
and coffee.
water.
That's what you get there.
Yeah, I'll never go. So, again, what you're doing, it's an opportunity for me to get out into the public. You know how much I love Connecticut. I really want to get out and sort of do some things, have some fun, get my wife engaged in some areas. Last night, we went out and we ended up bumping into a listener. John is his name. And I was so happy that, he walked up and he was like, as soon as I heard your voice, I knew it was you. And he was a nice guy. And I feel like as soon as I saw him, I felt like I'd already known him. But he, came up and shook our hand, and we talked for a bit. And that's kind of the objective, is to get out there and sort of like these. I love the planned events and going out and doing the in stores and stuff like that, but I kind of want to do something casually.
Spontaneous.
Yeah,
stuff.
Spontaneous and casual, and just show up and do whatever everybody's doing, man. Going to the fair, going to a book club, going to all those things like that, because those things are some of the things that you engage in, and I get to, of course, experience them and then come back on the air and talk about them going on. Just like, going to see the $1 Million Quartet and talking about that, because those things are fun. And Connecticut's a great place to be. It's a fun place to be. I don't want people to miss out on some of the stuff. Some people don't know where to go. They wouldn't know the first thing about going. So here's an opportunity for you to share what's going on in Connecticut with the show, and drag me out of the house where I'm not watching TV or reading the news. So let's do that. Richard says Palermo is in Sicily. Never been, but through most parts of Italy. Richard, I envy you, buddy. I hope I get the chance to go myself. Let's go to the BPS Traffic Center with Mark Christopher. Mark, Italy, have you ever been?
No, love to go though.
Yeah, man, that's everybody's destination.
Yeah. I think I could probably put on a few LBs during that visit. It's just my guess. Hey, Reese, if you're heading into Hartford right now, westbound 84, you got some delays approaching the Bulkley Bridge in East Hartford out to 45 Flatbush, 84 eastbound slowing about a half mile before 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. 91 southbound, some slow traffic now as you move down by exit 35, again 33 down to 32 A and B in Hartford. Again, some slow traffic, 27 down to 28. And another sluggish area, 24 down to 22 in the Route 9 interchange. If you are traveling to westbound, a little tight by 4A in Glastonbury again as you merge with 84 West. Westbound 84 in Farmington delays 37 up to 33 in the 72 interchange. 84 eastbound slowing 26 down to the 691 interchange. Look out for an accident. Route 8 southbound in Naugatuck between 26 and 25B, slowing you down there. And if you are southbound on the Parkway, delays in Hamden approaching 50 into the West Rock Tunnel. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
There'll be a passing shower in the evening, otherwise a good deal of clouds, and there could be power outages and tree damage with a low of 41. Windy tomorrow with some clouds, then sunshine, high 51, and patchy clouds tomorrow night, low 31. More clouds than sunshine on Friday. It'll be breezy in the afternoon with a high around 52. This is meteorologist Scott Homan in the WTIC Weather Center.
This is an important public service announcement for our listeners. Reese on the Radio is also a podcast. You can find us anytime on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Catch the full episode, listen by individual hour, or jump straight to the highlights. Just open up your favorite podcast app, search Reese on the Radio, and hit the follow button so you can get every minute of the show your way and on your time.
WTIC is celebrating 100 years on the air and 100 years of serving Connecticut. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
5 o'clock, Hartford temperature 56 degrees, cloudy skies. I'm John Silva. WTIC 1080 News. 11 people now dead following the crash and fire aboard a UPS jet on Tuesday. Federal investigators are now on the ground trying to determine what went wrong.
The National Transportation Safety Board arrived at Louisville's International Airport on Wednesday to start their investigation into the terrifying crash of a UPS plane.
They are going to analyze absolutely every bit of what happened. We're talking about everything that is man-made, that is machine-made, that is environmental.
It's Congressman Morgan McGarvey. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear has declared a state of emergency. Last month, 2 courts ordered the White House to fund the SNAP food assistance program during the government shutdown, but funding stopped on November 1st, and 360,000 SNAP recipients in Connecticut are still waiting. Governor Lamont thinks they'll see progress soon, as we hear from WTIC's Dave Mager.
The EBT cards that carry SNAP food benefits still are not loaded for November. And the Trump administration has warned that when they are loaded, they'll only carry about half the funds they usually do. But Governor Lamont has been told SNAP clients should see that partial funding on the cards soon.
The good news is we're going to get, $25, $30 million added to the SNAP cards within 4 or 5 days.
Connecticut usually gets $72 million a month. The governor, meantime, is choosing optimism when it comes to the shutdown itself.
We may just have this horrible shutdown solved within 5 days.
Tomorrow, the governor expects to officially call for a special session of the state legislature. That session would be next week. Dave Mager, WTIC 1080 News.
On the heels of Tuesday's off-year elections, President Trump weighed in on the results, which saw Republicans lose a couple of gubernatorial races in the mayoral election in New York City.
On November 5th, 2024, the American people reclaimed our government. We restored our sovereignty. We lost a little bit of sovereignty last night in New York, but we'll take care of it. Don't worry about it.
Trump was in Miami to spell out achievements along the border and the economy, saying the golden age of America has begun. One of the president's signature policies before the Supreme Court today. Justices heard arguments on whether Trump can unilaterally impose tariffs on trading partners around the world. The president's warned a ruling against him would mean economic disaster for this country. Correspondent Jan Crawford has more from the High Court.
When these arguments started, it was a blue wall. The liberals all united, as you heard in that exchange from Justice Sonia Sotomayor, suggesting that the president simply didn't have this power under this 1977 federal law. So they were all together. And then you had some of the conservatives starting to jump in and really question whether President Trump could authorize these tariffs.
A person remains missing following a fire this morning in the town of Basra. Blaze broke out on Fitchville Road, damaging the house, the adjoining garage, and melting siding from a nearby home. Several departments were called in to assist. Well, this is the time of year many residents begin getting their homes ready for winter. It is also prime time for scammers who prey on unsuspecting victims, offering low estimates for things like chimney cleaning and repair. The State Department of Consumer Protection is reminding residents that repair contractors need to be registered with the state. Spokeswoman Caitlin Kraselt says be wary of those who show up unannounced.
Often they don't do any work at all. They pressure you into giving them a deposit, saying, we'll hold your place or we'll save these materials for you. We have them left over from a job. You give them money and then you never hear from them again. They don't do any work.
She says last fall the department received 4 dozen complaints involving chimney-related services. Wall Street, the Dow finished up 225 points today. NASDAQ picked up 151, S&P up 24 points. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com. Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission. $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement. A $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203.
The hour that packs a punch. It's Reese on the radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
I told you that I didn't do it yesterday because I didn't have anything worthy to talk about. But I do today. That's right. It's Hollywood News with your correspondent, Reese on the Radio. All the glamour, all the glitz. It's Hollywood News.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
I'm really excited about this because I love this movie from the moment that I sat in the theaters. I watched it. I couldn't wait for the sequel. And I've always waited for this crew and this team to get back. They tried it other ways, and it bombed. Brendan Fraser.
Oh, The Mummy.
And Rachel
Mummy.
Weisz. That's right. They're coming back with The Mummy. The original cast.
Yes.
Rachel Weisz and Brendan Fraser have signed on. Now, Brendan Fraser's put on some weight as of late. But I'm so glad he's coming back.
He's going to drop a couple
He's
pounds.
going to drop a lot of pounds. They're going to get him in the. I mean, he and I are the same age. They're going to get him into tip-top shape.
Yep.
I can't wait to get him back. I thought those movies were fun.
Great.
They had an element of Indiana Jones in it. Yeah,
exactly.
it was just fun, funny. The characters were fantastic. It had the right size of adventure and comedy. It was just. Oh, it was just such a good movie. I don't think I've ever had that much fun in a movie, and I'm just so glad. When I heard it this morning, I was like, "Thank you." It's not so much that it's a sequel, folks. It's just that Brendan Fraser played that role so well.
Yep.
It deserved a sequel. It deserved a trilogy.
Yep.
And from what I'm hearing is that the third movie that they did, which was like sort of unrelated to it, that was so bad, they're going to pretend in this movie that movie does not exist. So I'm very fascinated.
You talking about the one with Tom Cruise?
No, that's part of the
you talking
dark
about the
universe.
one with Jet Li?
Yes, they're completely disavowing that even exists in the franchise.
Wow.
But yeah, they tried to bring it back with Tom Cruise. That was supposed to be a test run to bring Tom Cruise back in another trilogy. That's why they made him sort of.
He took over at the end.
Yeah, exactly. At the end, he's sort of like he's immortal. But it never took off. So, yeah, they're not going to do that. They're going to go back to Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz. They both signed on. They are confirmed as cast members on the new Mummy movie. I'm so glad.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so happy about that one. And, so when that comes out, I'm definitely going to the theaters to
Absolutely,
watch that.
and I'm in IMAX.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get traffic with Mark Christopher. He's in the BPS Traffic Center. I know you never.
Yeah,
Mummy
the
was
no.
Not.
No. The answer's no. The only Mummy I ever saw was Billy Mummy on Lost in Space in the 60s.
Oh, my
That's the only Mummy I've watched. So.
Thank you. I try every time.
Oh, man.
I'm never giving up. I'm never giving up.
I know. I figured by now that, you wouldn't even go there. But
There is no off switch, Mark. There just isn't.
I know.
I've been lucky a couple of times with you in movies. Like, maybe I'm going to have to, say, hey, Mark, there's a new Porky's coming out. Remember that one?
Oh, I've seen that. I saw that. That's I think it was my senior year in high school.
I knew it.
Porky's Revenge.
Danger.
Danger. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it right one day.
Reese, if you're heading into Hartford right now, southbound 91 delays 33 down to 32 IMB, and again 27 down to 28. A little tight again as you move 23 down to 22 in the Route 9 interchange, and you're slowing again as you move into Meriden between exit 20 and 19 for Preston Avenue. Westbound side of 84 slowing, approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 45. Westbound 84 again tight in Farmington 37 to 33 in the 72 interchange. 84 eastbound delays about a half mile before 46th Avenue into the tunnel. 291 eastbound slowing I-91 over to the Bissell. A little slow. Route 2 eastbound through East Hartford as you move up by exit 3. 9 southbound slowing at the Aragoni Bridge. Look out for an accident. Route 8 southbound in Naugatuck between 26 and 25B. There is a delay there. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
A passing shower this evening. Otherwise, it's going to be very windy tonight with a low 41. Wind continues tomorrow with some clouds, and then a good deal of sunshine and a high 51. Partly cloudy tomorrow night, low of 30. And then for Friday, more clouds than sun. It'll be breezy and a high of 54. Right now, it's 56 in Tolland, 53 in Torrington, and 57 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Scott Homan in the WTIC Weather Center.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about.
It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health. And if you're over 50, it's likely that you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At Northeast Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments, in most cases, have made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956. That's 800-930-5956. Or go to northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you. Northeast Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
I have just been told by Craig, he says this, you and Roland are the most unusual black men I've ever heard. First bowling, now bingo. I will admit, I have not seen a lot of young black men at the bingo hall. I do know that that is growing. I've seen a lot more than I first saw them. There's a growing number of, and I think it is.
It's about money, man.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew you were going to say.
It's about the dollar bill. They're trying to find new ways to get it. And I didn't even know it was that many young people playing bingo.
Yeah.
My mom would ask me to take her. That's how I found out. So I would that would be like our little outing. She'd be like, Roland, come pick me up and take me to bingo.
And so you would sit there, and then having sat there and watching some people get a little bit of grub,
yeah,
you go,
I'll say, this is okay. This is not just for older people like I thought. There are a lot of old people there.
Right.
But it's also, I would say it's like, now it's like 65-35.
Wow.
So it's like 35% young people in there is trying to, they realize, I could spend not a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because if I go to the casino, I'm going to spend $100 in like 5-10 minutes if on a slot machine.
It's funny because when Mary used to go, if she did win, like the pull tabs were interesting because she would get, goodness gracious, I remember
there's 25 cent, 50 cent.
Yeah, but she would
dollar pull tab.
She'd score like a good $600-700 on those things.
Yeah.
And only spend $100, which is, again, that's a good get.
Yeah.
But she was relentless, and of course the bad days were the bad days when she didn't make any money and she spent a lot. But the good days were the good days. But the bingo thing, that was serious. Like my biggest problem with that is, I'll tell you this, not that I know who's doing it. I don't want to ever give the impression that I know people are doing it. But I'm always, because I know it was sometimes with Mary. Mary would use that as a means to get extra money to pay for stuff that she didn't want to have to pay for.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's like to get sort of a come up to pay for like, her car tax was like considerable.
Yep. If you use $100 and you have a bill that's $600,
yeah,
and you use $100 to go play bingo, and they get you to $600.
Yeah.
Now you only spend $100 for that bill.
Yeah, but that's that's the kind of risk I don't understand.
I know.
That's, you know what I mean? It's like I don't. I get the whole idea of scared money don't make none.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah.
It's not like But me, on the other hand, you can't talk yourself into riches. You know what I mean? And you can't even convince yourself of winning. not for me. I couldn't walk into a bingo hall if someone had convinced me and says, imagine I go to you, Roland, and I go, man, I need $700 like in a week. And you go, how much money you got on you right now? Like, I got $35. Like,
let me get that.
Yeah, they're like, let's go down to the bingo hall. And I go, for what? It was like, if we win, you probably come up with $1,000. And I'm going, I'm going to hold on to this 35.
Nah, that 30. Guess what? That 35 is already gone. You might as well take a chance with it.
See, and you can, you know what?
Think about this.
Yeah.
The owner of FedEx.
Okay.
He wrote that whole plan up in college, and a professor told him it'll never work.
I know.
And then boom, look at him now.
I know.
They should fire that guy.
You're right. Yes, that guy will never get fired too. But
you got to take a chance.
Yes, exactly. But me, I'm looking at that going,
I could have used this 30. You do what my wife does. If I go to the casino and I said, hey, I'm taking 200 to lose. If I win, great, but I'm taking 200 to lose. I know it's the casino. I know the house wins. So what's the amount that I'm okay with losing right now? And that's $200.
So you're talking about like convincing yourself of this, play. No, I'm saying that this is play money. If I lose it, I don't have to get angry about it if it's gone.
Yeah, there you
go. Right?
Go.
Yeah, so it's like, that's what I want to set my mind on. This $200 is nothing to gain from. If I lose it, I don't spend $201.
Exactly.
I just spend $200.
You just spend the $200. Don't take that walk of shame to the ATM thinking you're going to, because if you go there and you lose that 209 times out of 10, whatever money you take out, you're going to lose that too. So
the last time I ever won any money, it was in 2004 at Mohegan Sun.
Oh.
Now, what was I doing? I was playing blackjack, which I consider the easiest game ever.
It's not when there's a bunch of people at the table.
Yeah, luckily it was only about 3 or 4. So Star was playing, and he was getting bored, and so he had won a couple of bucks, and he handed me a couple of chips. I cannot for the life of me know if it was $20 chips or $50 chips or whatever it was, but I didn't care because it wasn't my money. So he gives me a couple, I think $50 chips, whatever it was. I'm playing a game, so I won. At the end, I pulled up, again, no money in, I'm just taking his money. $50 chip, I get out $300.
Yep.
Couldn't believe it. As soon as I won the $300, because I'm not a gambler, I was like, I'm out. I was immediately out. I took my $300 and I was like, for me, it's sort of like, and I know there are going to be some gamblers who are going to give me crap for this because they're going to say, it's like, that's horrible gambling.
That's nothing.
Yeah, I get
300.
But
even if you just said, okay, well, this is what gamblers do.
Is it poor gambling etiquette, though?
Yeah, what you want to do is, you win the 300.
Okay.
You put 200 in your pocket, and you keep playing with the 100. That's what you want to do.
That's considered good etiquette?
That's good etiquette. That way, you're at least giving some money back to the gamble gods for a future
win.
Yeah, and you got to believe in that. It's hard though. It's hard because you could lose a lot.
Yeah, because I don't have a gambling gene. I guess that's the only way I can describe it. Like, I don't have it in me. And it's not that I'm concerned that I would become a gambler. I'm scared to death of it. I am. I'm afraid.
Well, that's me with and this gambling with me just proves this point that I'm about to make. So I never drank or smoked or did any drugs. I was surrounded by it my whole life. My mom's side of the family are all addicts.
Wow.
They started with selling and doing all that stuff.
Right.
And then the end result was hard life, a lot of hospital visits, and death because of what they did.
So, and because of that addictive nature, you feel like if that were to happen to you,
I know, and I'm automatically like that. If I like something, I eat a lot of it. If I like this snack, or I like this fruit, or I like this fried chicken place, or I like these greens, mac and cheese and cornbread, I eat a lot of it.
Yeah, the addictive nature.
I know that is a part of me. So I said, if I actually tried a sip of alcohol and I actually liked it, goodness gracious. So I said, I'm never going to do any of that stuff because of that. And I gamble, so I can easily tell And it's not even about the money gambling for me.
Really?
It's about the rush you get for when you finally do
That's
win.
the way Mary described it.
It's like, oh my goodness, like you feel like you beat somebody that you're not supposed to beat because.
Oh, is that okay? So
I'm going to the casino with $200 to lose because I know they're going to take it because that's the casino. They're going to take your money. That's what they're there for. That's how they get rich.
So you're saying that you get like an underdog thrill, right? Like you beat the big boss man.
Yeah, so if I'll go there with 200 and I get up to 400 or 500, I'm like, the excitement inside me is insurmountable because it's like I was supposed to lose this. Not only did I not lose it, I doubled it.
Oh.
I got you. So,
that's interesting.
That's what it is for me.
What's the low though? Just because I know. What's the low like when you lose?
Miserable.
Is it really?
No, when you don't have what I just said. When you don't have a set thing that you plan that you're going to abide by. Mm-hmm. If you just go up there willy nilly, you're going to end up losing a whole bunch of money that you needed for something else. That's what hurts.
Is it shameful though? Like, do you feel like because if winning is beating the big boss man, losing is in essence getting beat up by the big boss man.
You feel stupid because you know there's always a point at which in your head, in the back of your head, it says stop right here.
Yeah, you should.
You said stop right here.
Yeah, you should have listened to it.
Don't go any further. Don't go any further. But then you go further, and you lose way more than you're supposed to, and that's when you feel horrible.
Do you consider yourself a functioning gambler, like in the sense of your limits?
Yeah, I do know my limits, but I have had those experiences. That's how I'm able to talk about it.
Right, yeah. Right. So there's one level of which where you can go beyond the realm or beyond the scope of what your normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I had one really bad one, and that's what stopped me. It almost stopped me from gambling completely, but then I said, okay, I really enjoy this, so let me see how I can do it without that ever happening.
You are probably
again.
One of the luckiest gamblers I know. I have to admit that. Because I don't know, you guys don't know this. We're Roland has me completely intrigued in this because I've never understood people who do gamble. So if you hear me out, like my questions to Roland is for me to understand it, and anything I don't understand, I want to dive deeper into it. But the reason why I say that and why I'm so sort of enthralled by that sort of subculture of people who do it is because, one, I know that I can't, and I know what would exactly happen. Like, I would try it, I would be scared to death, and then it would work, like it would work out. But Roland, when I say has the best luck on this, privately, Roland will tell me when he's won something. He'll send me a text, like, look at this. And I look at it, it's not cheesy amounts. It's good money. It's not. He never sends me like, hey, I won $50. He's not playing around. The stuff that he wins, he'll send it to me. And it's almost bragging when he sends it. But there's a sense that I get every time when you send it to me, like when you win like some serious money, I look at it and there's a sense of envy that comes over me that goes, damn, I wish I could gamble like he does. Damn, I wish because I never win.
Yeah.
I never win. Anytime I try, I'll play like a stupid lotto or I'll buy Roseanne a scratch off now and again. I'll say, hey, honey, here's a scratch off because she'll like them now and again. When she doesn't win them, I hate it. I go, what did I even waste my money on that for? And then you come up, you'll send me a text and like, hey, look, I won $45,000. Like, damn it. I'm so ticked off because I'm like, how do you win? But it's primarily because you
got to play.
Yeah, you got to play. But you lose a lot more than you win, right?
No. Not on. Well, I will tell you this: on the online casino that I play.
Yeah.
I'm not. Just put it like this: I'm nowhere in the red on that for the year. Nowhere.
Damn.
In the red. But so I stopped other stuff because I used to buy scratch offs and all that. Play now. I minimized that because I was winning so much. I was like, I'd rather use my money to build because it's connected to my profile at Mohegan Sun. So all of that matters when you play online at home.
Right. So then when you go to Mohegan Sun,
I got all type of crazy food and money stuff
really
on my card.
Do you ever get comped? Like
I get free rooms, free tickets. I got all that stuff just from sitting down playing online.
I know what I'm doing this weekend.
No, don't get. I mean.
No, I meant you. I mean, you and I going to Mohegan Sun and get comped the room or something.
Okay. I got you. I see you.
I figured why the hell not? But no,
Yeah.
Look, I see those folks who do that stuff, and I go, wow, like what?
I have to do it on a budget though because, I use and I don't. What I make here is what I use to pay my bills and
right
give to my wife. I pretty much give my whole check to my wife.
Okay,
because
I know the drill.
She handles all that stuff.
Yeah,
and I'll take like $200 for it just to put in my pocket type. But when I get my checks from bowling, I say this is my money that I earned from bowling well at these tournaments.
Yeah.
So then I'll take half of that, put it away, and the other half I do whatever I want with.
And it's usually gamble?
And it's 100% of the time. It's gamble 100% of the time.
Like I said, I envy you because like I said, folks, I'm telling you, he'll send it to me. It's like, hey, look what I want here. And I'm like, damn.
I feel like my boy said the same thing you said. He's like, man, you so lucky. I said, well, obviously I'm not lucky enough because I can't win the big $1 million that set me up for life. I'm just winning.
I would be satisfied with just the stuff that you text me.
I'm winning vacation money.
The stuff that you text me would be enough for me. Do you know right now, if I were to win a lotto, like a small little fee, if I won $100,000, like I would take that and just go, oh, that's perfect. I would go, oh, yeah, hell yeah, I'll take that any day in a heartbeat. But, I don't play enough. And to be honest with you, I'm too shy and scared to death. I'm scared to play.
There's nothing. Well, you shouldn't be scared to say, hey, could I get a Powerball ticket? That's nothing.
The Powerball ticket is crazy because, and I'll tell you this before we get to Mark Christopher. I know I told this story before. I played Powerball like one of the third times it had ever gone to $1 billion.
Yeah.
I played it. I bought a whole bunch of tickets. And the reason why I don't play Lotto is because of this, and I know what it does to you. You play those games and you start fantasizing. Like I had already spent half the money before they draw the numbers. I'm going, yep, and I'm going to buy a boat and I'm going to buy a house. And then when you lose, you're like, man, I had all those plans. And it hurts. It sucks. It does. And that's the reason why I don't play, because I hate to lose.
Yeah. But that's everybody does that. You do that whether or not you win money or not.
Really? So everybody does it?
You're fantasizing about what you would do if you had $1 million. That's like kids say, oh, what would you do with $1 million? Oh, I'll buy my mama a house. I'll do this. I'll do that.
I hate it.
But you don't get it. So
yeah, we got to go to traffic and weather. Mark Christopher's in the BPS Traffic Center. That's why I don't drink anymore.
No when to fold down. Got to put them down.
Know when to run is the only thing I know.
Yeah, you hit for $300, you run.
You run.
It ain't gonna get any better than that. Guys, if you're heading into Hartford right now, westbound side of 84, look for delays approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush Avenue, slowing again as you move between 40 and 39A in Farmington. We have an accident 84 westbound now in Farmington between 38 and 37. Looks like left lane, left shoulder. And again, some slow traffic 35 to 33, New Britain into Plainville. 84 eastbound slowing about a half mile before Sisson Avenue down to the Bulkley. Southbound 91 slows 33 to 32A and B. And again, down by exit 28. More slow traffic from exit 23 in Rocky Hill, sluggish down to 20 in Middletown. Some more slow traffic approaching 19 down to exit 18 in Meriden. Now, if you're traveling 2 eastbound, heavy off of I-84 out to exit 3 in East Hartford, moving 291 eastbound, slowing from I-91 over to the Bissell Bridge. If you're heading into Middletown 9 south, a little slow at the Aragoni 9, northbound slowing by 32 in Berlin. 84 eastbound Cheshire tight, 26 down to the 691 interchange. Traffic and weather together on the 8 WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
A couple of showers in the area this evening. Very windy tonight. Some gusts up near 50 miles per hour could cause some localized damage and power outages. We're down to 41. Then for tomorrow, still windy. Clouds break for some sunshine. A high 51. Then less wind for tomorrow night. Partly cloudy and cold. We're down to 30. And a chilly start on Friday. Clouds, some sunshine. Becoming breezy in the afternoon. High 54. This is meteorologist John Feerick in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 5:30, 56 degrees the temperature in Hartford. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. The 2025 off-year elections are in the books. Connecticut, big night for the Democrats, who picked up a number of mayoral and first selectman seats in towns like Bristol, East Granby, Hamden, Middletown, New Britain, and New Haven. Republicans held their own in Greenwich, Oxford, Shelton, and Vernon. Nationally, California passed the Prop 50 ballot question to redraw that state's congressional districts put forth by the governor. Democrats also won the governor's offices in New Jersey and Virginia. Democratic Socialists picked up the mayor's seat in New York City. A person is unaccounted for following an early morning fire in the town of Basra. Blaze broke out on Fitchville Road this morning, damaged the house and the adjoining garage, and also melted some siding from a nearby home. Several departments had to be called in to assist. New Haven police have released the name of the woman shot to death early Saturday morning. She was caught in the crossfire of a shootout between two other individuals. Alexa Acevedo was 18. She was from Norwich. 3 others were wounded in that exchange of gunfire. Montville police charging a man with driving over 100 miles an hour in a school zone. Officers were doing speed enforcement on Route 32 near St. Bernard's High School on Monday. That's when the officer spotted 23-year-old Cameron Riviera, saying he was clocked at 105 miles an hour and is now facing reckless driving charges. As you heard in the forecast, going to get real windy around here tonight. Cold front expected to sweep through, and behind it, winds could kick up between 50 and 60 miles an hour overnight and early Thursday morning. Emergency workers continue the search for more victims. Nearly a dozen died, more than a dozen were injured. That UPS plane that crashed while taking off at the airport Tuesday in Louisville, Kentucky. Wall Street, the markets finished up today. The Dow gained 225 points. NASDAQ was up 151 and the S&P gained 24. NBA locals in action tonight. Celtics host Washington. The Knicks home to the T-Wolves. And the Nets are in Indy. And the NHL locals are idle tonight. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
He's a world champion arm wrestler and one of QC Kinetics' most outspoken advocates. When Monster Mike Todd severely injured his bicep, doctors recommended a career-ending surgery.
Well, I definitely was never going to do that because I'm a competitive athlete.
And he didn't have to, because the QC Kinetics medical team jumped into action, treating the damage using Mike's own orthobiologics. No need for surgery.
I think QC Kinetics was a huge help in my recovery. The percentages were that I would never make it back to this level.
QC Kinetics regenerative treatments have helped transform, relieve, and restore thousands of patients with injuries and joint pain.
There's a pretty good chance that with under 15 weeks, I'll be competing for the heavyweight world title. Yeah, so I might be 24-time world champion by the end of the year.
You got this, Mike. And for anyone listening who's dealing with joint pain, the QC Kinetics consultation is free. So give them a call today.
Call QC Kinetics, 860-440-PAIN. That's 860-440-PAIN. 860-440-PAIN.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It was out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/life.
The Odyssey app lets you jump back to the moments you missed from WTIC News Talk 1080. Download the free Odyssey app, search WTIC News Talk 1080, and tap earlier today to get started.
Yep, we're back. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080. We got a whole bunch of time that we got to fill in here. I'm looking at some stuff online. Of course, only thing that you can find in the news now is everyone responding to Mamdani, and of course this story about the UPS plane that's crashed. That's how you know it's a slow news day, because anything post-election and there's nothing going on, like what do you expect? But there's a lot of stuff that we got to cover tomorrow, so stand by for that. But what had happened was we played some of the clips of the reaction to Mamdani winning last night in New York. This was an interesting one from a resident from Queens. I didn't play it earlier, but I saved it for now, talking about what he's expecting from Mamdani and why he chose to vote for Mamdani last night.
You've lived here in Queens for a while now. You just voted here a little bit earlier. Can you tell me who you voted for and why?
Yeah, so I ended up voting for Mamdani. The reason why is, I've always been a Democrat my whole life, but I've been kind of frustrated with the direction that some of the more mainstream or establishment Democrats have taken. I feel like they struggle to really articulate a vision for the society that they'd like to see, but that's not the case with Zoran. I feel like with him, he has a clear vision for the kind of New York that he imagines, and that's the one that I believe in too, one that's more equitable, one where the rich just don't dominate everything in the city like I feel like they're so used to doing.
Think about that. Frustration with the mainstream Democrats not having a vision for the Democrat Party or for Americans. And again, as I told you on many monologues right here on this program, they hate the wealthy. They hate the rich. And you probably have asked yourself, what does that mean, they hate the rich? They never really define it. It could be you. You have a country club membership? Do you drive a Mercedes or a BMW? That's what many of them consider rich. For them, in order to be a mainstream guy, you got to drive a Subaru or a Honda. Drive a Lexus. You're 180 degrees out of phase. It's coming. It's coming. I can't wait. Even those who voted for it, they'll learn. They expect it. Nobody's happier than me. But you may not be happy on the roads. Let's get to it. Mark Christopher's in the BPS Traffic Center. Is this still windy out there, Mark?
I think it is. Yeah, it was windy before I came into my shift this afternoon. Yeah.
That always plays a role on the roads. I can't say. When I can feel that wind pushing my car to the left or right, I almost feel like I'm in a spaceship. It's like
all of a sudden you don't have that cool one-hand stance on the wheel. You gotta. It's like you're just learning how to drive. You got two hands on the wheel.
That never happens. My wife says I drive like an old woman. She still says
you really?
I have no fashion sense.
You're a defensive driver, then. That's a good thing.
Scared of everybody else on the road.
Now, would we be accepted in the new Democratic Party? My wife drives an Audi, and I drive a Passat, so sounds like they wouldn't like her.
You might make it,
I
but
might
not
be all
your
right.
wife.
Yeah, my wife would be rejected. All right, I'll let her know. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, westbound side of 84, you got delays approaching the Bulkley Bridge in East Hartford out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. Again, you're going to see some slow traffic as you move up on exit 40. We have an accident between exit 38 and 37 in Farmington. Looks like the the left and center lanes are blocked there. Stay to the right. That right lane is still open. If you're traveling on the eastbound side of 84, delays 44 Prospect Oakwood down to the Bulkley Bridge. South 91 delays Hartford 33 to 32. Again, down by exit 28. More slow traffic as you move down from 20 in Middletown down to 17 in the Wilbur Cross Parkway in Meriden. Over to Waterbury, 84 eastbound slowing 25A down to the 691 interchange. Westbound 84 slows by 25. If you are traveling on the southbound side of the parkway, delays 50 into the West Rock. And 95 South New Haven, type 46 down to 44. This traffic report being brought to you by Amplify CT. Suicide doesn't come without warning. The signs of suicide are there. Isolation, mood swings, hopelessness, increased substance use. These can be warning signs of suicide. If you or someone you know needs support, call or text 988 today. Learn more at amplifyct.org. Together, we can save lives. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Passing shower this evening, otherwise very windy tonight with a low 41. Windy tomorrow, some clouds, then sun, and a high 51. Partly cloudy tomorrow night, low around 30. More clouds and sunshine as we head into Friday. It'll be breezy and a high 54. Then showers move in late Friday night, and that continues into Saturday morning. Otherwise, Saturday, some sun and a high 64. Right now, it's 56 in Vernon, 58 in Waterbury, and 57 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Scott Homan in the WTIC Weather Center.
For quality vinyl siding, the Peter L. Brown Company is your best choice. Let us show you the difference a beautifully installed Peter L. Brown vinyl siding job can make. Please visit peterlbrown.com for roofing, siding, windows, and doors.
Sponsored by Progressive. We make the claims process easy so you can get back on the road in no time. It's why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive. See for yourself at progressive.com.
Be a guest at your Thanksgiving dinner with Highland Park Market's chef-prepared dishes like mashed potatoes, butternut squash, bread stuffing, and turkey gravy. Nobody does Thanksgiving better than family-owned and operated Highland Park Market. Manchester, Glastonbury, Farmington, and at highlandparkmarket.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-6986.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is.
You know who it is. It's Reese on the Radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
Yeah, so I ended up voting for Mom Donnie.
I totally forgot about that stupid thing. Anyway, we're back. Reese on the Radio, about to get up out of here post-election day. And there's nothing to fret, folks. There's a whole bunch of stuff to get into. So let me just tell you this right off the bat. So tomorrow morning, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to contact a couple of folks. I'm going to see if we could get Ben Proto on the show. I kind of feel like it has to happen. He's a chair of the Republican Party, and he's one of the few people I've not had a conversation with. I've talked to so many people in the Republican Party in the legislature here on the program. He is one who has not even reached out to be on the program. Adam, if you guys are listening, talk to him. Let him know that I want to talk to him just to be on the show. I'd love to have him come on down to the studio. I'm sure he can have a conversation with me. There's no reason for him not to want to. I want to find out what the strategy is, even if there is one. I'm just of the belief that there should be a strategy, and people are asking. The frustration is real, and I know he knows it. And I know he goes over to the other guys at that other station, and I don't want to refer to them as that other station because then it seems like I'm trying to throw them shade. I'm not. We're competitors. I know there's a relationship there. I do understand that relationship has been around for a long time, and that's cool. That's great. I don't care about that. I'm not trying to, be besties with anyone. But I have some questions I'd like to ask. Whatever the case is, let's just make it happen. Let's sit down. Let's develop a relationship where we're asking questions and questions are getting answered. I want to know what the strategy is. I've dealt with major campaigns, Glenn Youngkin, to name a few, right? And I've never, just so everybody knows, I've never failed on a campaign I worked. Never once. Every campaign I ever worked won in a landslide. Youngkin's just that's an easy one. And I knew exactly where to win and how. And it didn't even take, if I can, I'll put it to you this way. Glenn Youngkin won where Winsome Sears could not. And that was in a little place called Loudoun County. And Glenn Youngkin didn't have to win Loudoun County. He didn't have to win it at all. He just had to perform well in Loudoun County. He needed 45%. Even if his opponent, Terry McAuliffe, got 55. All he needed was 45% of that area, and he got it. And that's how he won. Because again, win a considerable amount, lose in a liberal area, but lose in a considerable way. 40, 43, 48. We wanted 48. We got 45. Loudoun was a perfect place. Now think about it. Loudoun County was already screaming and hollering at the time about the transgender issue at the time. And look what happened. He still lost it, but he made significant gains to actually win the election. Also, he ran a heavy ground game in areas like Prince William County, which is overwhelmingly liberal. We said don't ignore it. When Ralph Northam ran for re-election. You want to know how he won? He won before I got home from the voting booth. Before 9 o'clock, he had won. He had been projected to win before I got home, and I went to the polling place at 7. When Ralph Northam, we're talking Ralph Northam against Ed Gillespie. And talk about Ed Gillespie, how horrible he was. Again, I didn't even campaign for him, but I went to a couple of his events. But when Gillespie was running, Gillespie's team did not find Ralph Northam's college yearbook where there was a picture of him, quite likely, in a Klan's outfit or in a plaid suit wearing blackface. They missed that in their Oppo research. They found out about it after he was already governor. And he had to address it, which, by the way, is a great story. I'll tell you that one day. If you go back and you watch it, the story's better when I tell it than the actual press conference. But after that debacle, and Terry McAuliffe was running for governor again. He had already been governor. He's running again. He had the popularity, he had the name recognition, and Youngkin was an unknown and he beat the pants off the guy. Why? Because he could put a ground game into places where he wasn't supposed to win. There were actual, there was an actual groundswell in areas that Youngkin should have never even tried. He should have never tried to be. And Prince William County was one of them. Loudoun County was another. That's a D.C. suburb. But he did well. So I want to talk to Ben Proto about those strategies. Or whether, and I'll be able to feed off of him whether or not he's got to throw his hands up in the air, shrug his shoulders. Hey, that's the way it is. If that's the way it is, we'll know. I want to ask those questions. I want to ask the questions that, and it's not about, he doesn't answer the real questions, Reese. I just want him to answer the Reese questions. That's all I want. I want to answer the Reese questions. We'll get to that. Stevie V, what's going on, big guy?
Well, first of all, who wears plaid for their yearbook? I mean, that's crazy.
He was wearing plaid, Stevie. He was wearing plaid with blackface on it.
Yeah,
and then he says, I don't think that I was in that picture. However, I did put brown shoe polish on my face for a Michael Jackson impersonation contest. And he said, and one of the reporters said to him, which is my favorite line in the thing, he goes, hey, you said that you did a Michael Jackson impersonation thing. Can you still do the moonwalk?
There you go.
What were you calling about, man? What's up?
Well, a few more things. Maybe you should have your Richard Blumenthal give him a call because he owes you a salad.
He does.
And then, as far as being in New York and having money, I think basically anybody who owns a car in New York got to have some money because for parking and storage and everything else.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Having a car in New York City, in order to park, it's like paying for two cars.
But my last point is, they want affordable housing. I'd like to see them get back to some affordable cars. Let's work on that first.
Yeah, good point.
I mean, it's going crazy. All right, Reese. Hey,
thank you, man.
Good job, man.
You got it.
Take care.
Let's go to Dave, who's in Branford. How are you, sir?
Yeah, well, I could be better. The wipeout is painful.
It is.
My town flipped in the wrong direction, and the town clerk was an appointed position by the first selectman.
Yeah.
And so my town was able to fight off that marriage sham fraud, with the out-of-town immigrants, out-of-country immigrants. And I'm afraid we're going to slip, to the whole southern Connecticut. The kind of the tide of your show tonight was, you were getting on Proto as the head of the Republican Party, what he didn't do, and the candidate weakness. I really think, and I don't know how to phrase it, that the inhospitable soil for Republicans in New England.
Very true.
And as I get older, I just understand it less and less. All the good governors that I can think of, DeSantis, Abbott from Texas, Kristi Noem.
Mm-hmm.
There was Governor Walker in Wisconsin who fought the unions to a draw. I thought he'd make a wonderful president back in 2016.
Yeah.
And he was the one I voted for in that primary back when. I like Nikki Haley. I think Youngkin would, and none of those good governors would ever get elected in Connecticut.
Nope.
Because we're too inhospitable. And I want to end it on this. If you know how Rudy calls up and says, "You Connecticut Yankees, you stay north. Don't come down here and poison our state."
Yes.
And they say the same thing in Texas. You Yankees, stay the hell away. Do not wreck our politics.
Can I tell?
If it was a different country like Somalia or countries with really idiotic ideas like Mondami from Uganda there, we call it racism when we say your culture is really antithetical to American, and we call it racism. There's not really a word when states don't like our snotty New England.
They don't want They don't want the politics there. But can I tell you real briefly? Dave, here's the reason why. Having lived in San Antonio, and I listen, you know me, I love talk radio, so I listened to what was WKTSA down there, right? Or KTSA, not W. KTSA. I listened down there, and Trey Ware is the guy that he talks about it every day. He says that every day he wakes up, San Antonio turns into a little more liberal every day. And that's the reason why they're fearful of people coming to the state, because there are people who are coming from other places, and they do bring their politics. They run from the politics that made them move, and then they bring them to Texas. So that's the reason why, and I know that's the reason why Rudy's saying it, but this guy Trey Ware, he's a famous, singer back in the day. He talks about it all the time. He says, look, man, every day I wake up, and it gets a little more liberal. We're still conservative, but they're chipping away at it every day.
Because I'm old, I see this better. They used to say it's a pendulum. It goes back and forth.
Yeah.
But more and more, it looks like a ratchet. It clicks in one direction and never goes back.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that one, sir.
And I don't dislike Mamdani. He did what he did. I'm starting to despise the people of New York City.
Because that's right.
You would think after the lesson of de Blasio, they would have learned what pain is like. And so they vote for even more of it. I can't respect those
But Dave,
people.
that's because they're kids, and kids don't learn. You know that. They haven't been in pain enough. They haven't paid enough bills. And again, they're probably following a pipe dream that this guy is telling them that he is going to make their lives better by making it less of a burden. And they're going to fall for it. And I can't believe the rude awakening they're about to get.
I'm done, but I wish in the future you'd explain what happened to Winsome Sears, who was like a rising star in the party, but she didn't do so well. Whose fault is that? Are we racist? Explain the story.
I will get
future date.
I will get to that. Thanks, boss.
Bye.
Let me go. I'm gonna take Teresa before we get up out of here. Hello, Teresa.
Hi, Reese. How are you?
I'm good. What's up?
Good. I'm calling with two things, and I'll try to keep it brief. I wanted to follow up. Did the person from DCF ever call you back to give you an explanation as to what?
The thing she wanted to talk to me about. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm going to be addressing that tomorrow. She did tell me some details about what's going on at DCF. I'm going to lay it out tomorrow what all of that was. It's a little sickening. It is. It's sad, but it weirdly enough, I'll put it this way: it does have to do with the criminal justice system.
Yeah, I'm sure. And then real quick, because I know that you need to go.
No problem.
But I wanted to just mention this to you last night. I was at one of the election, you have to excuse me, election polls.
Yeah.
And standing with some people that I know in town, and someone asked a question and, said, I just don't understand why more people don't come out and vote. And I said, honestly, until I got older, and I'm 55, until I got older, I didn't realize how important it was, or not even necessarily understood how it worked.
Yeah.
Like the whole system. Like I said, I feel like they should do a better job of teaching that at school.
Yeah.
Not that they didn't do it when I was a kid, and you just dismiss things when you're a kid, but then when they start affecting you as an adult, you're like, oh, wait a minute, I didn't realize that. So that could be a reason why people don't come out.
I think it's because it's too vague in our culture. Teresa, here's the problem. It's extremely vague in our culture because you can watch an award show all day and Lizzo will get up there and we need to vote. Never telling them, one, how to or what to vote for. They only focus on the idea of voting. It's always the destination. It's always the final destination. It's never the journey. One, why are you voting? Two, where do you go to vote? And three, why it's important. They don't bother that. They just say, hey, vote. So that's what they need to learn. I do have to get up out of here.
I like the other day, real quick, when you said ask who, what, when, and why.
That's right. Always do.
All right.
Thank you,
Have a good
Teresa.
night, Reese.
You got to have a
Take
wonderful
care.
night.
Bye-bye.
As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your mind. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the Radio. You, have a good night. Pleasant tomorrow. Mark Christopher's getting you home, and I hope there's no traffic out there. Mark Christopher's in the BPS Traffic Center. Good night, sir.
Hey, good night, Reese. We'll see you tomorrow. If you are traveling in the westbound side of 84, look for some slow traffic moving into Hartford over the Bulkley Bridge. You'll slow out to 47 Sigourney, and then you get a little break. Back in the stop and go again, 40 Corbin's Corner. We have an accident between exit 38 and 37 in Farmington, and right now the left and center lanes blocked. Stay to the right there. 84